Now offered at the Great Race Place. $3 late pick 3 featuring the last 3 races. $5 late double on the last 2 races. Both with a player-friendly 15% takeout. Every race day at Santa Anita Park.
Cats cannon low. We spill the tea, we spill the wine. Have the stories it goes in half a mind. We laugh and cry, we overshare too long. Podcast never be now, just double the crutch. Double trouble live, with twice the mess. Double trouble live, no stress, just yes. We got hot takes, bad breaks, and zero seal. Double trouble live. Coming at you for the thrill. Oh yeah, Double Trouble Live.
Happy Sunday, DTL Crew. Good luck today. Thank you, Stephen D. Good luck to you and everybody else who is following along on this fine Sunday. Double Trouble Live. I am Frank Ciaran. I am with my man, Ciaran Thornton. Looks like he's trying to change up his luck today with that Irish jersey.
Yeah.
What's up, my man?
Time to switch the luck around.
Well, you know what? I think we have to apologize to the Friday the 13th superstitious gods there because, you know, we talked about breaking mirrors, chasing black cats, umbrellas in the house. That show was crazy. And then yesterday, I won't speak for you, but I'm going to tell you right now, my picks could not have been any worse. There was some really good races, some big opportunities to make some money, and XXB in my all turf. I mean, I didn't even sniff the first 2 winners.
Oh, I had that 20-1 in the first leg, single Go Phoenix, my horse, and the horse in the last race. So talk about heartbreaker. Yeah. I mean, came back with the double, but yeah, Go Phoenix screwed up my all turf, my pick 3. It would have been, even if he had won that race, it still would have paid pretty decent. I mean, it paid huge. So I mean, the good thing about it, Frank, is we saw a big payout. You know, and that's what usually gets people to start looking at these bets. So
you know what? That's a great point. Actually, it paid 4 dimes, something like that. I don't know exactly because I can't check my account and look because I wasn't even close. But there was one silver lining yesterday, Ciaran. You had a spectacular appearance with our man Tom Quigley on the Santa Anita pre-races simulcast show. TQ is the best. Cannot thank him enough for all the support he's given both of us over the years and how he has also embraced the show. Talk to us a little bit about that.
That's always, you know, you've been on it before. It's really cool getting on with Tom, but he gave us a really nice shout out on the show. He let us devote quite a bit of time to the low takeout bets and, you know, how we've been approaching it. So hopefully we pick up some more viewers, you know, who don't, you know, I mean, I was just poking around on X before we hopped on, and I saw someone complaining about there should be a special place in hell for racing secretaries who come up with $5 doubles. And I'm just thinking, I saw a lot of the DTL crew was going after them. Like, what's wrong? Your 5x5 doubles are getting too expensive.
Exactly. You can't buy every horse in the race. Wah, wah. Become a better handicapper, my man. No, it's crazy. Look, there's dollar rolling doubles all day long. I mean, $2. Well, here in California, $2, but all day long. Play those. If you cannot, and again, and I'm not talking about years of elitism and bankrolls and all that stuff, but seriously, if you don't have enough money left at the end of the day to play a $5 double, you should probably reevaluate how you're approaching the races.
I agree.
Because you should be saving money, first of all, for that bet and reallocating a lot of your bankroll for that bet. But if you get to the end of the day and you can't put a $5 double together, you have way bigger problems. You need to work on your handicapping, your bankroll management, your discipline, all that other stuff. But that's funny you brought that up.
Well,
plenty of time to talk about all this stuff after race 5. We got to get started. Start of the $3 all turf pick 3. I don't know about you, Ciaran, but my top pick actually scratched in this race, so I had to revise. But let's start with you first.
My top pick, and I debated singling for many reasons, but I ended up throwing a certain jockey in just in case because I didn't want to get knocked out. But I really like the number 10, Rich Reward here.
That was my pivot horse. I'll tell you why.
Huge jockey upgrade, bullet work, top last race speed, was a top closer, in the last race of all these horses. And, if you look at my all turf, I'm all about the single on that one. And then I kind of came back with another price horse I like in here, Star of Delhi, Tiago for a small stable and a bullet work. And I really was not going to throw in the favorite, hard to be better now. And I put notes in here, but not for this jockey. I put, if Rispoli could not win, this dude has no chance. But that's just me being bitter Ciaran because of my heartbreak yesterday. So I got to try and not do that.
Well, I won't let our audience pay attention to that stuff because if you're betting like that, you're going to go broke. But Talk about the 10 for a second. I had originally not used the 10, but then before race 4, I was looking at the double probables and the 10 was taking a ton of sneaky money. So because my top pick, who was the number 9 going nowhere, scratched, I ended up throwing in the 10 on one of my tickets. But I mean, this horse has been running on dirt. I mean, what makes you think this is a turf horse? I mean, Richard's Kid stinks on the turf.
DeMoro hopped on, and as we've said I've actually bet this horse a bunch of times. If I don't bet a Paula horse, she's going to knock me out. And I just thought, with the horses that were in here, I was like, you know what? I'm either going to go down in flames or I'm going to look really well with this being my quasi single on one of my tickets. So that's just where I landed. I was like, just let me take a shot. If you can't land on a couple of horses in this race, I mean, it could end up chalking out or just be utter chaos. And I probably won't have the other chaos horse unless I did all. So I just took a stab at one horse.
Yeah, I think this is a very, very tough race. The 6 is a 5-2 morning line favorite and the price on the board. But I have that horse. But that horse was not my top pick. I liked someone else. That horse does not have to win. So let me just, up here, I've got a couple of tickets going. My A ticket was originally 9-6, but now it's just 6. But I had a backup with the 137. But based on market signals with your 10, Ciaran, that you mentioned, who I saw was taking money in the double probable, I ended up throwing the 10 in on that B ticket there. So I am 1, 3, 6, 7, 10 to get out of this leg. Ciaran is 10, 8, 6 to get out of this leg. So wait, we have 2 horses that are different. Yeah, you mentioned Star of Delhi, and then no, the 6 is the favorite. So
yeah, I mean, I really was not going to put it in, as I said, not just because of my annoyance with Kimura, just, I thought if Rispoli could not win on that horse, he kept coming. I mean, it's a really bad race.
It is. It's actually such a bad race that, I'm using a first-time starter going long on turf in the debut. That's number 1, 19th hole. And someone sent me a DM about that horse and said, I actually might single that horse because the race is so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I looked really strong. I was like, do I just look for a fresh face in a crowd of bad horses? And I was like, I'm just going to go with what I went with and see what happens. But actually, speaking of the doubles, Frank, we should probably just take a look and see what the pays are on everything and see if anyone really got sneaky money. Let's look at the pick 3. Pick 3, it looks like
these are the will pays.
Will pays, yes.
Okay.
The 6 is favored at paying $240 on the pick 3. Then it goes to the 3, paying $286. And then it's my 10 at $432, and then it starts jumping up there. Pick 4, pick 5 actually might be interesting. Pick 5, wow, big payouts on this, Frank. If you were able to make it to this, looks like the 6 is paying $3,900 for the pick 5. Second choice is actually, Frank, on the pick 5. Guess who the second choice is? The 10, 64.45.
Yeah.
And then it's the 3 at 64.80. So
Yeah, I mean, kind of reflective of the morning lines and whatnot. I think a lot of people struggled with this race. Mr. Guitar's back. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Guitar. He's 6'10", so he has the same horse as we like. Dictator J wants to know about the 7. I have the 7 on my B ticket, so I do have the 7. And then let's look at Jay real quick. Jay's with us. Can't make heads or tails of the race here. Oh, no, I thought that said all. So he is 6. I'm having a hard time reading the rest of that, but it looks like 6'10" as well. How about going forward, Ciaran? Any clues in the probables going forward?
Let's have a look. See here. Let's go. And we'll go. Well, let's just go with the 6. And who do we think? It looks like the 1 will probably end up, even though it's on the inside. Well, actually, who's the favorite in the next? Actually, it's 2. This was a tough race, too, the next race. I don't think this might be one of these sequences, Frank, where we got 2 really difficult races stacked next to each other that we might not get our usual money signals, at least to help us on this leg, I don't think.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right, because that 6 race 6, it's a big full field, and there's not a super strong favorite in this race to actually key in on. So
I will say,
let's talk about the rest of the sequence, though, so people can put their tickets together. Obviously, we're very spready in here. Ciaran's top pick is the 10. My top pick is the 6. And then I also have the 1, 7, 9, and 10. And Ciaran has some backups as well. Do you have any strong opinion other than planting a flag here and hoping to get lucky?
I just thought this entire sequence, all 3 legs were very, very difficult. So if I make it out and I'm right where I plant my flag, I'll make money today. And if I whiff, I whiff is the way I'm viewing it, because it's a very tough sequence, I think. Now, if you can find something that you really like and you're correct, you could make some money. It looks like this should pay today, I think.
So in the middle leg, you're 9, 3, 5, 6. And in my middle leg, 11, 6, 7. Yeah, we're very different here. And then in the nightcap, it looks like I'm spready as well. 9, 10, 5, 1, 6, 7, and Ciaran.
If I was forced in the last leg, I mean, I've got 5 horses on different tickets.
Yeah.
If you ask me, Ciaran, you have to single a horse on the last leg, I would single the 10, Kokosin. And I know Sadler has won. I mean, it's a crazy stat, but we did see Baltus win yesterday with JJ on a similarly bad stat. And when I was on Tom's show, I mentioned that horse and I said, these jockeys and trainers, when they get ice cold, they eventually heat up, and JJ was his go-to guy. Sadler has won 1 race from his last 27, and that race that he won was with this horse, with this jockey. So, hey, why not?
Yeah, that horse has a shot, but again, it's a very wide open race.
Oh, yeah.
So here's Ciaran's all turf. Take a screenshot. Get your bets together. Here is my all turf. Take a screenshot. We're also in the chat. If you go to the live chat and look at the comments, both of our plays are up there. But based on what I'm seeing between my tickets and Ciaran's tickets, we are very, very different. And that's not always the case. I mean, that's often not the case at all. There's at least 1 or 2 horses where we both feel strongly about or at least agree on. Here, it's all over the place. And it's not surprising because we both thought these were tough races. I mean, look at our man, Stephen D. He's got more than half the field in the last race.
And we actually, we've been telling people on the show, Frank, wait. The all turf is going to start paying well. We're going to be we're running through the conditions now, and we're going to get to this. The chaos races are coming. We saw it yesterday. We kind of see it today. This is when maybe it would be nice, like the pick 3 at Del Mar, where we started getting a bunch of big pays. Everyone started looking at that bet. I think that's what this all turf needs. We need some, a few big pays, And then people are going to start going, whoa. And then they're going to go, well, I'm kind of doing the work on the other bets. I'm going to handicap another race. Why don't I do that as well?
Yeah, and why am I wasting my time handicapping turf races back east when they when they get washed off in rain all the time? Yeah, so again, look at Mr. Guitar. He was one of the MVPs during the Del Mar Summer Meet. You and Mr. Guitar, Ciaran, hit a lot of bets together. He's 1-5-8-10, so he is spready as well. Let me put up Jay again. Jay's a little tighter than we are, 8-10, but he also has some coverage as well. But he's got one ticket where he's singling the 8 in the last race, so he has a little bit more of an opinion than we do.
I mean, in the hillside race, I mean, the favorite is Rosa Parks on the inside, 1-2 in a row. But it's you got to be a special horse to win on the inside on this hill. And if I get beat by a horse on the inside, I mean, we've seen odds-on horses go down on the hill on the inside. I like Claire Austin, that Papa horse on the outside, won last out, and I thought that 9 spot is really good on the hill. I know you like the 11, and for obvious reasons, I'm not using the 11 only because I think you did on your write-up. He's going to have to be aggressive, and if he beats me, he beats me today. But I was not impressed yesterday, so we'll see what happens.
It's coming from a guy who for 3 weeks straight couldn't say enough nice things about KK.
Never met the guy. Don't know who he is.
It has nothing to do with the horse was flat.
It was not flat, Frank.
Nothing to do with the horse being flat. It's all the jockey's fault every time.
It's not flat. You give these guys instructions, they don't follow it. There's nothing you can do.
Well, then what would have happened? He stays inside and gets blocked in, and everyone's complaining, why didn't he get outside? Why did he get outside? Jockeys cannot win. When it comes to Ciaran, jockeys cannot win unless they actually win the race.
Well, if they follow the plan and the plan doesn't work, that's fine. But the amount of times they don't follow the plan gets frustrating. The other horse in there, Frank, that I kind of liked was the 5. Are you using the 5 in that race? Pura Vida Princess. DeMoros hops on for O'Neill. And, Hara moves over to the Phil horse. But I thought it might have been one of those jockey roulette where they hop off the right or the wrong horse to go to another horse trying to expand their, the book. So I thought we might get a decent price. And it's 8-1 morning line. I thought that horse had a big shot, especially with DeMoro in that spot for O'Neill. O'Neill is still heating up and he's, people would downgrade it because Hara hopped ship. But for all we know, he already got booked on this horse,
I think you can make a case for every horse in that race. My matrix has 3 horses as A's, the 11, 6, 7, but I have 4 B's, 2, 4, 5, 9, and I could just as easily flip-flop my A's and my B's. I don't have a strong opinion in that race, but I do think the 11 is better than her races have shown, and I do have because we handcuff the bets together, right? So when we look at the late pick 3, you'll see that I'm using combinations of all those horses I just mentioned, but I also have the 11 singled on some tickets because I wanted to use backups in the last race, which I also think is very tough. So this is probably one of the toughest all-turf sequences I think we've seen, and our man Jay agrees. Wide open all-turf pick 3.
Yeah.
So very, very tough. Look, Charlie agrees with the nightcap being difficult as well. He's going to try and plant a flag early, but then go all in the last on one of his tickets. And he also has right here, all again. It's just, he's going to single the 2 in the 7th. Let's look at that real quick.
Single the 2. Okay.
The Simon Callahan horse. Yes.
Yeah.
I actually had that horse as an A, but downgraded to a B because of the inside.
I downgraded it and it was another one of those things, if Rispoli couldn't win, and that was when Rispoli was, heating up and he still couldn't get the horse home, and I'm like, well, I'm going to wait and see. I might have used the horse if he was outside, put it like that. But in here, along with the 1, I was like, you know what? I need to narrow the ticket down. I'm going to toss him.
Yeah. I know why, our man's going with the 2. That last race is absolutely phenomenal. Grand Slam Smile is probably one of the best female Calbreds in training. That was a very, very tough downhill race, a stakes race. I actually, I like that horse that day because of the outside down the hill. Inside down the hill, it's a whole other ball game. I mean, you will see horses move up tremendously when they're drawn outside. We've talked about this on the show, Kieran, especially in a big full field, right?
Yes.
I mean, that the inside post down the hill in a big field. We saw Freysu break his toe, getting smashed into the rail when he had a break from the one hole.
Now I did make I'm on the 3 in that race, and I know we're on the inside, and it was just because, the Ron Ellis horse with Barrios on Cattonia won on, last out at this distance. And I was just like, you know what? Winner last race, Ellis is pretty lethal, 24%. So I was like, I'll take a shot on this price. And then, the way we always look at it, to give you a stat on that race, Frank, 55%. So it's been raced this particular condition at this distance on the hill, Frank, 35 races, 55%. So what is that? 18, 19 of the races have been won by a horse 5-1 or more. And 8 of the races were over 10-1.
All right. Well, that's chaos. The whole sequence could be chaos. They're about to go off here. The last horse is about to load.
Okay.
So we're going to mute our mics. Good luck, everybody. Let's hopefully get out of here alive. We'll be back after the race is over. I don't know. I don't think so. I think the 4 got it, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's really close on the bob, Frank. It's very, very close.
Oh, it's so tight. I think, oh, man. Well, we were right about one thing, Ciaran. That race was impossible. 4 of them on the wire. The first-time starter on the inside.
Even 19 hole ran a monster race. My 10, absolutely nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah, well, Jay made a comment here. How is the 10 so far behind? Maybe the 10 just didn't like the turf. Not sure. That is just unbelievable. Yeah, the 6 is not the goods. I mean, my 8 got scratched. I was all about going. What was the name of the horse? Going nowhere. I thought that was the winner of the race. Once that horse scratched, we were in trouble. I mean, I don't know. Did anyone?
They're taking a while for this. So.
Yeah, I'd be perfectly happy with the dead heat because I can get out of here with the 1, 3, 6, 7, 10. I do not have the 4 at all. Scotty was 2, 9. Yeah, well.
I don't know.
Everybody was everywhere. This was the race to go all in.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And the favorite. Oh, you got it, Frank.
Oh. Wow, I'm really surprised because Miramati said it was close, but he thought Benny's Puzzle might have gotten the bob.
Correct.
And he is never wrong. But he wasn't wrong there because he didn't definitively say it. But wow, I got lucky. Woo! All right, yeah, Scott was 2, 9 there.
I should have saved my money and not even used the 6. We needed.
Well, yeah, you know what? In retrospect, that was it.
Yeah. Take a shot. I would have saved a little bit of ammo, but I mean, we got to pick 3 to fall back.
You know what, Ciaran? We might have actually done that. The problem was we didn't love anybody else in any of the other races.
Inquiry from who? Top 3. Something happened? I didn't see anything. Did you?
Well, I mean, there were 5 on the wire. I'm looking at the drone shot here off screen. I have no.
Oh, the 3. I don't know. Will they say that's enough to bump? The 3 came out. The 4 came out. They're all over the place. Oh, no, that's the 6 and the 3. I don't know that's going to happen there, Frank. Yeesh.
3, 4, 6.
It looks like the 3 and the 6 were going at it.
Yeah, where the 3's on the inside here, drone shot, right? So that's the 3 and the 6 in front. Diego's hitting left-handed. 3's drifting out. He corrects the horse there. Now he's hitting left-handed again. Why? There's some bumping. I mean, the 6 does get knocked off stride a little bit. Leave them up. Give the jockey days. That's what I say. No reason to keep hitting the horse left-handed when he's lugging out. That's crazy. I don't know if it's enough though. Any opinions there?
I gave up trying to figure out what they're going to say.
What'd you say?
I said I've given up trying to figure out decisions.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen horses almost lose their jockey and no change, and I've seen them look like they barely even touched and have it come down. So it's like, who knows?
You're right. 3, yeah. There is bumping going on, and it is the jockey's fault. But is that enough to take the horse down? Maybe. I'm watching the slow-mo replay here. Well, I think the key to this, with 5 horses and a blanket finish on the line, don't be in any hurry to bet any of these horses back, except for maybe the first-time starter.
Yes.
Because that horse ran excellent, all things considered. I don't know. I don't want to, like Ciaran said, and like Scott said here, you can't even guess what they're going to do. But I wouldn't take the horse down. And I'm not just saying that because I have the horse. I don't think it was enough. Do you have an objective opinion here, Ciaran? Do you think it was a legit foul that the horse should come down?
The fact that it was so close and it was a 3-2 favorite, might be what might tip the scales if they do something. But I really don't know. I mean, I've seen them take him down for worse. I've seen them leave him up.
No change.
So,
no change.
Yeah.
No change. Frank just announced no change.
Yeah, that was it took them a few minutes to get a hold of their buddy who had his ticket going. Are you still alive with this one? Okay, we'll leave it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we had the 6 in the trifecta. So what did it come? It came 3, 4, 6, right?
Correct.
I'm just going to put that up in the chat right now because I know I'm going to get asked a zillion times who won that race. 3, 4, 6, 1 official. 3, 4, 6, 1. Wow. Danny G, what's up, my man? Good chatting with you the other day. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm assuming he was sweating that one. Yeah, I mean, I got lucky. The four was probably the best horse in the race, and that bump may have actually cost the 4. Let's go back and look at that horse, Ciaran, because neither one of us even mentioned it, nor did anyone else in the crew. Yeah, I mean, what you see is what you get. Came running on late like the horse always does, but that's how bad the group was. The horse has tried this a zillion times, and the closest he's gotten is 2 3/4.
And maybe might have also been maybe Ricky's starting to heat up again. Might be another thing. So who knows?
Yeah, second off the bench. Well, I'll tell you who's heating up. Gutierrez. His horses are firing. I love to see small barns do well here at Santa Anita. And then Leonard Powell. He's having a very good under the radar.
Correct. Yes.
His horses are firing, huh?
Yeah, and then you have that quandary on some of the races where he's got 2 or 3 horses. You're like, man, which one do I?
Yeah, I think in the nightcap, right? He's got 3 horses in the nightcap today. Valdoro.
All of them usually have a chance, and you're like, there's no signals. You know what I mean? You're like, ah.
And that one in particular, because they all look exactly the same. They all won their starter N3L and have struggled against N1X competition. But we'll talk about that race when we get there. I just want to confirm tickets here. Okay,
so I tell you, Frank, the news change on X just sucks. It's so hard for people to find the streams now.
What's going on? Yeah, Chappie had the same problem.
I guess you got to click on their stupid live button now. They don't actually stream on the feed anymore.
It doesn't show up in the timeline.
No, you got to actually click the live button.
So same with me. And I generated the whatchamacallit. I actually generated the link, and well, I'm just going to keep blasting it out, reposting, blasting it out. Let me see, what is this? This is our feed here. There we go. I'm watching myself live. This is like the Truman Show or something. I'm just going to retweet this. Copy Santa Anita. I'm going to copy you. Check it at Santa Anita. And then you can retweet it too and see if this helps. But yeah, they changed something.
Starting last week,
less and less people are able to see the live stream on X in the timeline. You have to actually
click on the button.
Yeah, that pink circle. But the DTL crew knows where to find us, and they show up week in and week out. Banner day yesterday for the low takeout pools. The double was like 250,000. The pick 3 was like 244,000. And that's without us even doing a show. Can you imagine if we had done a show yesterday? There's a rival track out there who implemented the same wagers, and we helped them out during their holiday meet, and they were absolutely crushing it. And you have to market these bets. People are not just going to stumble upon them. If you want these bets to succeed and have big handles, you have to market them. And you have to build gambling content, gambling content around the shows. We gamble.
And I mean, Tom Quigley did give us a big blast yesterday on the low takeouts, and we did a lot of talking on his show. So, every little bit helps when people start looking at them. When they start seeing those big pays, they're going to, ooh, I'm doing the work already. Let's hop on.
Yeah. Well, like you said yesterday, Ciaran, we've been waiting for that big all-turf payout to kind of like make people start to notice. That was yesterday, 4,000. I was awful. I went XXB. You were alive with a 20-1. But unfortunately, you single goal Phoenix, so it didn't work out. Yeah. But you also had the nightcap winner too.
Yeah, I mean, my My horse cost me possibly an NHC seat. You never know when you have that money. But when I only had $80 left going into the late double, so I had a $20 double. The Kent DeSormo shipper, for Hess.
Oh, that was a great call.
Into
I heard you right. You said it right on Tom's show. You said, I know the races work out the way they work out, but I'm telling you, I've made a lot of money betting Kent DeSormo late in the day over my career. And Pop Paul, that was the Hess horse who was a voided claim, come up a long way off.
Absolutely no reason to like that horse.
That was a great call. I was singled to video review in that race, who I didn't think couldn't lose. And once that horse stumbled at the start,
that was it.
I said, now anyone can win. So that was a good call.
Yeah, even that $20 double, Frank paid $403, so not too shabby. You know what I mean? That's all of that. People don't realize, when they talk about, favorites even. But if you have if you like a couple of favorites, you can hammer it for $100, and you're turning 3-2 and 6-5 horses into 4-1, and you're turning your nose up at that kind of easy money. I mean, nothing's easy, but you got to look at it a different way. Sometimes you swing for long shots. Sometimes you just take what the races give you and build a bankroll.
Or the opposite way. I mean, that person was complaining about the $5 minimum. If you like a 5-1 and a 5-1, you play a $5 double. Where else are you going to be able to spend $5 and walk out with maybe 400? You know what I mean? You find such good value in overlays in those mid-price combinations that shouldn't pay as much as they have. Well, we have a little bit of time, Ciaran. Let me just roll through some comments, and then we'll look at the real pays.
Yeah, I was looking to see what the 2 is the lowest pay right here at $30. Next highest is the 10 at 36, and then the 8, and then they start going up. So if we're looking into the next leg after you go through the comments, Frank, it looks like the money was saying we should be looking at what the 2, 10, and 8 are paying into the next leg.
And did you have did you like anyone here that we should also look at? Like any strong opinion in this one?
Race 6, I just went 210. So that's who when I did my, I didn't really like the race, but I went 210. Okay. And I'm looking at the pick 3 pays. Pick 3, the 2 is paying 191. The 8 is paying 373. Oh, actually, no, the 2 is paying 191. The 10's paying 255, and then it jumps up to the 8. So it looks like it really is 210. And I mean, 2 is it's the 2 morning essentially. 10 was a 6-1 morning line and a 9-2. So that would be the sneaky one, I would say, is that Ricky Gonzalez, Julia Street for McCarthy.
Yeah, I agree. Just looking at the action that you mentioned and also the tote. Stars Hollow, the 2, 3-1 morning line, 9-5, and also took money in the multis. And then, like Ciaran said, that 10, a little bit sneaky, taking money in the multis. And
I mean, it is early, but into the next leg on the probables, Frank, the 2 into the 2 looks like it's the chalk. The 2 in the next leg is paying 2-2 right now is paying $16.
Wow, that's pretty short.
Yeah, and then the 10-2 is paying 60, and the 8-2 is paying 40. So there's some, and the 8-6 is paying 40. This is is no one knows what to make of things.
Yeah, let's revisit that because there's only 7,000 in the pool, but that is very good early info. For those who are just joining us for the first time, and for those who may have read my post earlier about me pivoting because of market signals, this is exactly what we mean. These are market signals. We like to do this show as a live wagering session because what you like this morning and heading into the card is not necessarily who you will end up betting. We want to use all of the up-to-the-minute information, not just scratches or maybe the way the course is playing or if a jockey's hot or a trainer's hot. It's a market signals. This is a financial market. There is very smart money in these pools. People are investing. Sometimes we find clues. In fact, more often than not, we find clues and end up getting put on horses.
I would say the clue I'm seeing here, what I like to see is, if we're looking into the next leg off a horse, them kind of be together. So right now, if I looked at the 2 into the 9, who I like the next, it's 43. The 8 into the 9 is 49. The 10 into the 9 is 51. So that tells me like the 9 is probably a little bit, more live. If you weren't looking at it before, you should. If we look at the 2 into the 2 in the next leg, Frank, right now is paying $16. The 8 into the 2 is paying $39. The 10 into the 2 is $58. So what I'm doing is I'm going to kind of go, well, the 2's really not something. I take another card. I give more credit to the fact that the 9 in the next leg is kind of even across who we think are the 3 chalks here, if that makes sense. I don't want to see a big change. You know what I mean? Like right now, the 2 into the 2 is paying $16, but the second and third choice aren't even paying that. So it gives me doubt that the 2 is going to keep taking that money, if that makes sense.
I agree. I was just going to say, when we come back in 5 minutes, I expect that 2-2 combo to be like $35. I just think that's early money. So we'll revisit that. Let me just say thank you to everyone who's watching here real quick, Ciaran.
Absolutely.
Elliot, I think you may be joining us for the first time or at least commenting. So thank you. Welcome. 6 should have won, man. Yeah, that was tough if you had the 6. There was some bumping going on there. But as racing, I wish I had a better comment for you. Jeff, thank you for joining us. So, Ciaran, Jeff took some advice that we gave him the other day. He's been on a cold streak, and we were joking around about, well, you got to, have a couple of drinks, get a little more loose, whatever. And he goes, oh, I usually just drink after the races. And we go, well, that's your problem. You got to drink during the races. Well, he started drinking during the races yesterday, and he had a good day. So let's see if that keeps going.
Sometimes you just have to get out of your own head. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, especially if you're on a losing streak, because then you're overthinking everything, and you're
then you
tight.
start getting mad like I did, and then you actually end up doubting yourself, and then you do more research than you should, and you overanalyze a horse that you should have moved on from, and then you're like, I got to hedge this horse because I don't want to lose again, and then
right, you put all this pressure on yourself, and it snowballs. It's better to just take a step back, simplify your approach, maybe just win bets here and there, or just a double, and just try to have fun with it. But that's a good point that you made, Ciaran. All right. Hey, fellas, Andy Big Tickets is a very, very sharp guy. He's put us on some nice big priced horses. Wanted to highlight, we were just talking about how Leonard Powell is kind of under the radar hot, right? Because if you look, I don't think his stats are all that great, but they're all firing and all at good prices. So
and I mean, we've talked about it. These trainers kind of go in cycles when the condition books meets their horses being ready. And this is his turn. Like O'Neill was red hot because his horses were ready, and Glatt was cold, and then he got hot, because conditions changed. Training, now this is where they point their horses to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A bunch of reasons. And as you said, Frank, you got to jump on them early before everyone sees it. That's when you get the best price. Yeah,
the best time to ride a trend is before it's a trend. And I'll say Ciaran is one of the best that I've seen do it. He and we've talked about this too. So you don't want to overcommit too early, right? But at the same time, you have to swing a little bit because you want to be on it before everybody else is.
And then, Frank, as you were, talking, the other horse we absolutely have to pay attention. We're going to see it, in another 5 or 6 minutes. The other Phil is the one taking the money on the going in right now. That Dare to Fly with Hara on. That has taken more money than the inside horse. Not really a surprise, but that's one we're going to definitely have to see if it keeps up.
I actually think that horse should be favored, but we'll talk about that in a second. 3 more subscribers to 500. Hit the like and subscribe. Thank you, Scurvy Tooth. How about this, Ciaran? Fauna Park started yesterday. They're considering adding a $3 pick 3 for their last 3 races. Jay, if you know anybody there, send me an email, scatoniracing@gmail.com. We will contact them. We will start a petition. We will show them numbers that back up the fact that these pools will be supported by the DTL crew, because we have seen major growth around these wagers when we do a show with the DTL crew and we show up in support. If you think you're going to have these wagers and not market, promote, get the horse players behind it, they're going to fail.
Yeah.
They're going to fail. But we will we will be more than happy to help them any way we can. And I know you guys will show up with your money and support them. But it's got to be low takeout, though. It can't just be a $3 minimum.
I've been asking everyone I know, Do you know someone at Turf Paradise? Have them give us. We could do a Wednesday show if they give us a low takeout on a Wednesday. That'd be great.
That would be great. Oh, that's right, Terry. Mardi Gras. Oh, we should have had a Mardi Gras theme. Happy Mardi Gras weekend.
I mean, the only silly video I came up was for you, and I meant to play it earlier, but I didn't have it up. You know, one of the words Frank says every show that's on the bingo card is this.
Whoa, what's happening? It's the Matrix! We're in! This is so cool. Let's cause some trouble.
Well, that's the name of my column.
I know.
What do you want me to call it? It is the most read column on the Santa Anita website, after all, and it is free to everybody who, goes to the page. So of course I'm going to say the Matrix. Maybe next time set an over/under, or do a shot every time I say Matrix.
Oh, yeah, my liver would just say, nope, that's it. I'm done.
I love it. That's very, very funny, actually.
All right, we got 7 minutes, Frank. I suppose we can take.
Yeah, we're done. We're done with the comments. Ciaran wants to talk about the next race because he's out of the all turf. So let's go.
It looks like the 1 is pretty cold across the board. The 2-2 is paying $17 still. The 8-2 is paying $42. The 10-2 is paying $56. But we haven't seen much change in the other one. So the 2 into the 9 is paying $44. The 8 into the 9 is $58. The 10 into the 9 is $58. It's the 6 that got the money, Frank. So 2 into the 6, $34. 8 into the 6, $52. 10 into the 6, $46. So the sneaky money seems to be there.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's not even sneaky money. It's obvious money because that horse should be favored. And that horse, I have that horse as an A. The problem with that horse is the horse never wins. The horse, and I'm saying this as someone who likes the horse and has the horse as an A in the race.
Even my notes were, Phil puts Hera on, but my notes were horse is scared to win and could not win under Rispoli. Yeah. That's the big negative.
No, and that's 100% true, Ciaran. But
the condition of that race, fillies and mares who've never won other than maiden claiming starter. Yeah, so it's not like it's a bunch of winners in here. And it's interesting that, it goes to the point of the horse being on the inside. The most winning horse, like 2 out of 3 races, is Rosa, but stuck on the rail, doing no. And it's also Freshu stuck on the rail. He can't be happy about that again.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of that being him. He might be a little gun shy, right?
Even though you're not. You know what I mean? It's hard not to have that in the back of your mind, especially when you come around that turn.
Yeah, he ended up breaking his toe. He was on Ann Rahal, who was a huge favorite in a downhill race. And Ciaran, if you remember, it wasn't even that big of a field. This is a huge field.
It was only 5 horses. And that was when we had talked about it, but we used them. We're like, yeah, it's on the inside, but this horse is something special. I think it ended up going off with like 1 to 2 or even money.
Yeah.
And then after that race, we were like, wow, if a horse like that can't do anything, how can we be betting horses on the inside?
The horse got slammed into the rail and he broke his foot.
Yeah.
So you have to be, like Ciaran said earlier at the top of the show, you have to be a special horse to win from the rail down the hill. You also have to have sharp speed and kind of have to make an easy lead. This horse is going to have to go and not going to have the stamina left in the lane. That's my opinion. Plus, if I have a note from this horse last time, the horse was very green. You cannot be green down the hill.
No.
You got dog legs. You got dirt crossovers. Like, you have to be a professional.
And you got to, I'm sure, like some of the jockeys, it was a downhill race yesterday. And we knew some of the co-partners in that one horse that JJ was on. The horse didn't fire, and that was, the worry. It was the inside debut on turf, like tough spot. But the interesting note I heard is they actually trained the horse in the morning over the crossover. Like they were able to show the horse, so it's not the first time doing it. That's something I wish we could find a way to find that out if they actually do that. So the horse. That's great experience info. Going over the crossover.
That is great info right there. That is really good info because this isn't not an easy course to navigate. It is very tricky. That's why we see some horses are specialists at it because, like I said, dog leg, dirt crossover, etc., etc. Ciaran, though, I was trying to find a tweet from yesterday. Someone who saw you on Tom's show talking about reading the conditions, because you just read the conditions for this race, and how some races, the conditions actually are set up to cause chaos,
Correct.
and sometimes they're not. And
I saw
someone
that.
wanted a deeper explanation of that. So do you mind?
No. So, like, if you're looking at the conditions, I mean, Frank was the one. I would get lazy over the years, and then every time we do our show, Frank would always say something. Read the conditions. Read the conditions. So, you absolutely have to know what you're dealing with, because sometimes you will find some nuggets because, they get really ingenious in writing these races, and sometimes a horse shouldn't even be in here, but they make an allowance, a little tweak to the language. But this kind of race here is horses that really haven't won. So these are, they don't win a whole lot, and we've talked about how some of the horses don't win a lot, and that's why we're getting prices. And just to go to this particular race, non-winners, blah, blah, blah. But then when I go down and I give you the race stats too, I probably know before I scroll down to look at the race stats from reading the condition that it's going to be chaos. And this particular race, 35 times it's been done, Frank. Horses 5-1 plus have won 19 of those 35s. And 8 of the horses have been over 10-1. So that's one of those things when you read a condition like this, you'll start to recognize, ooh, this is a race I should look for a price horse in if I can.
Yeah, the time you want to read, you want to read the conditions all the time, as Ciaran said, but starter allowance races, very convoluted conditions, sometimes classified allowance races, very convoluted conditions. Handicap races, you want to see who's getting the extra weight. Like,
yep.
When we did that one race at Franklin, there was a horse in there at 114 pounds, remember?
He was 11
like, well, he must be getting a weight break, right? I'm like,
yep.
no. He was like, well, he must be a terrible horse, right? No. It was the way the race was written. He was getting 114. Everybody else was carrying 120, and they were the same horse.
I think that they did have a bug on it, but it was only a 3-week or 3 pound
No,
weight
it was
break.
not a bug. I promise you, it was not a bug.
Then the conditions were, if you didn't win a race before, let's just say December, you got 2 pounds. If you hadn't won a race since October, you got another 2 pounds. And then if you were in for a certain price, you got another 2 pounds, and you got it all up, and there you go. And that was the difference on that horse holding on.
I promise you, it was not a bug, boy, because you were shocked when we talked about that on air. You're like, well, I just assumed it was because it was an apprentice, and it was not. And we went back and looked, and it's exactly what you said. 2 pounds here, 3 pounds here, 2 pounds. All of a sudden, you're 8 pounds lighter than the rest of the field, and it played out that way because remember that favorite had dead aim on the horse, but was carrying more weight and couldn't get by. But anyway.
I don't know about you, Frank. I only look at weight when we get 6.5 and beyond is where I really routing is where I really like looking at the weight break. Sprints, I'd rather have an experienced jockey than the weight break. And the only trainer who puts a bug boy on a sprint that I would look close at was Miotti, because he's always sneaky. He always seems to know who the up and coming bug is. But aside from that, I just use him on the route races.
Way more important, to your point, in route races and also in low-level races where horses are not brave and don't want to pass each other. So if you're in the lead turning for home and you're getting a 5-pound weight break in an $8,000 claimer going a mile, trained by Miotti, go right to the window.
Yeah.
That's also another good point. There are certain trainers who take advantage of that. Miotti is 100% one of them.
And he jumps on early. Like if you're wondering.
Yes, he does.
When you see a new bug boy show up, if he hops on for Miotti, that's something you go, I got to watch which horses this dude's getting on, because Miotti knows who's the up and coming over the years. That's been my experience. He's usually the first. He sees the trend before everyone else does with these bugs.
I just want to give a quick shout out. Thank you, Long Black Road, for subscribing. The 3 did not get to DQ. The 3 ended up winning that previous race. And then just real quick before we look at the tote again, because they're about to get serious. Yes, Jeff, Frank does. The Matrix is an excellent source. Love the detailed analysis. So if you have Matrix over 5.5, drink. All right, Ciaran, how are we doing here? They're in the gate. Late pick 3 starts after this race. Good luck if you are playing this race. We will be back. 2 minutes.
It looks like 2-6, Frank, are the choices in the next, but we'll see.
All right. Well, good luck, everyone. That was the 8. That was the other one who was kind of taking money that you were talking about.
Yeah, and I just flipped over, and looked. So the 8 it's paying 55 into the 2, 55 into the 6, 67 into the 9, and 59 into the 11, Frank. So that was the kind of the same horses when we were comparing them.
But how about, remember we talked about the 2-2 was like 13? I'm looking now, it went up to 28. So we were expecting drift on that, remember?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, someone overbet that combo early. And it drifted, but I still think it was kind of undervalued. Like the 2 is in the race coming up is 6-1 on the morning line. Yet someone really liked that horse if the 2 had won this race.
Yeah, I mean, that's another. I mean, we're going to see what the will pays are in the pick 3, and that might tell us if that continued. Yeah. So that's where we might have to pivot. And are you using that horse? I didn't have it on my late pick 3, but I might if the money tells me I need to.
Well, yeah, Ciaran, I originally had that horse as an A, but ended up downgrading the horse to a B because I liked horses just as much who are outside of that horse. And we talked about the inside posts being not great. So in my late pick 3, I do have one ticket that includes that horse and about 7 others. But
And
if you look at my all turf, I am only alive to the 11 singled in this race coming up.
What was interesting about all of this, Frank, is the money went on to the other fill, not the winner, the horse that keeps winning, the one on the inside. It went to the 6, the one that's scared to get its picture taken.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not surprised because that's the kind of horse that people are going to gravitate to because A, it's a wide open race, and B, I mean, the horse is always right there. I told you, I have this horse as an A, but this is normally the kind of horse I want to beat because the horse never wins. And we saw that the other day, Ciaran, with the that Baltus horse who was odds on the outside, the 8 horse.
Yep.
Second. We both ended up on that Lovin' on the Run, the Doug O'Neill claim.
Correct. Yes.
6-1 or like amazing price. Because we said, well, that horse ran second like the horse always runs second.
I mean, even the 6 for me, it was my 4th choice in here. You know, I went 9, 3, 5, 6 is how I went on this. You know, my preference, but I was like, I can't toss both fills, so I had to use one of them.
So hold on, race 7, your preference was 9, 3,
5, 6,
and I was 11, 6, 7, but then like I said, 2, 4, 5, 9 are my B's. So
Frank,
I do not have the 3. Who is the 3?
Not to interrupt you, the early money when it came in, immediately 2,300 came in. Oh, actually, no. Someone bet huge on the 2 right now, Frank. We went to 14,600, and they bet it across the board. So 14,600, 2,900, and 2,900 on that early money came in on the 2.
That's the same money who was betting the 2-2 double combo.
Yeah, so the double, the will pay on the double right now, Frank, the 2 is 55, the 6 is 55.60, the 9 is 67, and the 11 is 59. But as we always do, the pick 3 is where we usually see the money hanging out. And the pick 3, the 6, $90.90. The 2, 111, and the 9 at 128, and then the 11 at 199. So kind of what we were seeing earlier. It's the 2 has gotten a lot of money where even though it's on the inside, I might have to do a saver bet on that one.
Hold that thought for a second, because I want to come back to the will pays after we talk about what you just first said. Someone obviously bet $14,000 on the 2 from the jump, and that has to be barn money because this horse is now opened at 8-5 with $14,798 to win on that horse.
Yep.
We also saw certain combos in the double probables from the previous race to this race where the 2 also took more money than that 6-1 morning line. That is barn money, right? That is inside.
It has to be, absolutely, yes.
That's not computer money.
No.
I don't think the computers would bet that horse that hard that
quickly.
Early, right?
Yeah, not early. No, they wouldn't. And this is not going to be one of people will say, well, it could be someone trying to game the odds and they're going to cancel their bet later. You don't do that kind of stuff.
Not in a race like this.
Yeah, not something like this. No.
You do that if you love a horse who's going to get overbet. So you hammer the second choice. So everybody who likes to bet the favorite goes to the second choice, and you get a better price on yours. You don't do that in a 10-horse field down the hill in a competitive race. You
now,
just don't.
I will say, Frank, if this stayed the same, and the money kept growing, I think the pick 3 still might not pay as much. But if you really like a horse in here, this is definitely one where you got to look at doing a win bet on your horse because you're going to get better odds because of the money that's just getting pounded in on the 2. If you don't believe the 2.
I mean, I think the 2 is an obvious choice, but I don't think the 2 should be 3-2. I mean, I thought 6-1 was a little high. If I were making the more, and you're good at this too, so let's do this exercise. My gut feeling on taking another car, the 2, probably 9-2 would have been my line on the horse.
I actually thought the price was pretty fair for the horse for the race
6 to
like
1.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
I thought it was, decent enough. And I mean, I downgraded because it was stuck, in here on the inside. But I mean, if we were at the 2-minute cutoff right now, Frank, I'd be looking at doing a win bet on my 3 and my 5 because I'm getting better odds, especially on my 3. I'm getting 31. It's not going to stay like that. But if it was the last 2 minutes, because if the money keeps flowing in on the 2, my point was, if you really like another horse other than the 2, you should be looking at a win bet because you're going to get paid a little bit more.
I mean, I think you're gonna get every bit of a big price on the 3. I mean, I don't think the 3 has a shot. And the 3 wasn't bet in the multis or anything. So if you like the 3, good for you. That's gonna. I mean, you could put just win money on that horse and not have to worry about it. But then again, there's no overwhelming standout in here, right, Ciaran? So
No.
If you think the 3 is going to be able to move forward, which is possible.
We just had
Why mess around? Just bet the horse to win too.
We just had another jump in the pool money, Frank, and that jump came in on the 6 right now, who jumped up to 11,000.
Well, I want to go back and talk about the odds for a second. I think we can both agree that if we were making the morning line for this race, we wouldn't have number 1 Rosa Parks as the favorite, right?
Absolutely no.
It's the favorite.
That's the favorite. No.
I mean, I would have made Dare to Fly the favorite in here, just because the horse gets bet every time and fires every time.
Correct. I would agree on that.
And I thought Eiffel would be a lot shorter. I would have made Eiffel shorter than 6 to 1 on the line, but right now the line is pretty good, 7 to 1. Can we go over the will pays again? Because I want to see if any of my horses took sneaky money like Eiffel.
Pick
Eiffel's
3.
my top pick.
So 11 outside Eiffel is paying $199 on the pick 3.
Okay.
And for so you can compare the pick 3 lowest pay is the 6 at $90. Then it's the 2 at $111. Then it's the 5 at $181. And then it's your 11 at $199, Frank. So
the 11 is not taking strong money in the pick 3, but look at the double.
Double, it was between the 2 and the 6, and then it took more money than it was at 59.
Here on the 2 is 55, the 6 is 55, and the 11 is 59. Basically the same price.
Yeah.
So interesting that the 11 took a ton of money in the double, but is kind of dead in the pick 3 and is dead on the tote. So which is right? Usually the pick 3 money is a little more sophisticated.
Yeah, we usually defer to the pick 3 money and give it a little bit of an edge.
Because it's a little more sophisticated, because in the pick 3, if you have strong opinions, you can put a lot of money in the pool and not tip your hand.
Correct.
Right? Because you cannot see the probables for the pick 3. Whereas in the double, if you overbet a combo, it's gonna show up. People can see.
That's where they hide the money in, like the pick 5 and the pick 4 and the pick 3.
Correct.
You can't really see it till it's underway.
But it's not always correct. We've seen that before, where the double money is actually a little better. But that tells me that the sophisticated money, looking back at when Ciaran read off the will pays for the pick 3, the 6 is a pretty strong favorite in the pick 3, and then the 2 is second choice. So it's very interesting.
Well, we haven't talked about our other horses. I mean, the next leg, I thought it was. I mean, you thought it was a 2-horse race or 3-horse with the 2 Baffords, but one of them scratched. That probably messed you up a little, right?
That messed me up a lot.
Connecticut Road.
That messed me up a lot, Ciaran. Let me put my late pick 3 up first. I had originally used both of the Baffords. Now I'm just singling the 2. And the reason I decided to do that instead of using my Bs in the pick 3 is because we talk about playing these bets as a unit, right? Not separately. I'm planning a flag in my pick 3 to save a little money. I can always come back in the double and use the 1, and I think the 3 is the other one, Smooth Cruising, whatever number Smooth Cruising is.
Yeah,
I can look at the 1 Mana Rose at Smooth Cruising in doubles going forward, but I think the 2 is a standout. What do you have?
I went, my 4 horses that I have, I did a 9, 3, 5, 6 with a single to the 1.
Single Mana Rose, wow.
And then I came back with a smaller one where I just did 9, 3, 5 with 1, 2. with
Okay, so
10-1.
you are using the 2.
So I'm using the 2, but you're going to ask me, what are you doing there? Well, I'm using the 2 in a cover bet, but I'm also adding the 1 in again for extra coverage, if that makes sense. And then went tight in the last leg.
Yeah. No, I actually like your ticket because you're only spending, you're not spending, you were 60 and 30, you're spending 96, but it's got to be the 1 or the 2 coming out of there, right? But
Correct.
we have options in the double. We can play the double. You can always come back because so your A ticket is 10 in the nightcap, 10, 1, 6, 7, 8, and then you're tighter with the 10 and the 1. So yeah, I mean you can always come back and play doubles.
Yeah,
1, 2 with 6, 7, 8, the 3 that you don't have in the pick 3.
Yeah, because I mean my double's up there. So my planned doubles, we're going to see what the will pays are, is a $30 double, 1 with the 10-1. Then I was going to come back with a $10 double, 1 with a 6, 7, 8, 10, and then a saver one, $10 double, 2 with 10. But again, some of these combinations may not be worthwhile doing for such little money, or I can do it for $5 because it's paying more. We'll see whenever we get there.
Well, here's something that I'm very interested in before we look, and we'll wait a couple of minutes, but we're talking about the Palos Verde, which is race 8. Madaket Road is scratched, so Baffert is left with the 2 Pilot Commander at 9-5 on the morning line, but the morning line favorite is number 1, Man Arose at 8-5. I think Pilot Commander is going to be the favorite there. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I prefer the 1 over. I thought this was a pretty fair.
No, but I'm talking about what is the public going to do? You're going to tell me the public's not going to bet that Baffert off that last race?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, why don't we look at the probables and we can see who they're betting?
I mean,
why don't you do that? I'm going to look at the imputed odds on optics. Wow. Mana Rose 1.39, Pilot Commander 1.39. Equal amount of money on both horses in the probable going forward.
And the
in
2
the imputed odds.
And the 2 into the 2 and the 2 into the 1, Frank, the double right now, both paying the exact same, $14. And that is the lowest combination. The second lowest combination is the 6 into the 1 at $17 and the 6 into the 2 at $23. So I would say, looking across the board, the 1's going to be favored. I mean, it's going to change. We still have how many minutes? 11 minutes. But looking right now,
it's not going to be like a big favorite. I mean,
no.
Maybe separated by $300.
Yes, probably. Yes, and if there was a scratch, it would be the other one.
Exactly. Second choice would win. Everybody. Well, here let's talk about this then, Ciaran, because this is actually very important. And we have 11 minutes, so we have time, but we know that time goes very fast when you're putting your tickets together. We talked about, you talked about maybe pivoting with the 2, and I want to talk about that as well because this horse keeps taking strong money. Strong money in the previous race, in the will pays here, and going forward into the next race, and getting crushed in the like they're betting this horse like the horse can't lose, which is shocking to me. And you do not have that horse to start your pick 3, and I don't think I do either. Let me show my. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on. So we have to decide if we want to. Whoops. Here's my late pick 3. Actually, I do have the 2 on my massive spread ticket. So you have to decide if you want to use the 2 or not, because let me put yours back up.
I mean, if I do use the 2, I'll end up going 10, 1, 6, 7, 8. So it'd be 5. I would just do $3 double, 2 with 1 with, then it would cost me $15 to get some.
You wouldn't do 2 with 1, 2 with 10, 1, 6, 7, 8?
Then it's $30, and I don't, if it ends up coming, if it comes 2, 1 or 10 in that last leg, Frank, the pick 3 will probably pay me. I'll owe the track money.
No, that 100%, Ciaran. That's why we're talking about this. Like,
yeah,
you have to decide. I mean, the fact is, this morning the 2 wasn't even on your radar, right? Nope. So, do you want to put how much extra money do you want to spend using the 2? First of all, and second of all, is it even worth it? Depending on what you've already invested. I mean, that's something you have to decide.
Yeah, I'm looking here and I'm like, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. And the money from that early money that came in, everything's kind of quieting down on the 2 and the 6 franc, since we saw that early rush of money, and money's kind of slowly coming into the other horses. So I don't know. Maybe I just go, you know what? I can't really tell if the pays are going to be worth it, that I just sit out. And if I get knocked out of another pick 3, I get knocked out.
I'm going to tell you right now, based on what we're seeing in the double, I don't think the pays are going to be worth it because the horse is taking money everywhere. Right? It'd be different if the horse was hammered in the will pays, paying out here, and in the win pool, but was kind of 6-1 going forward. Then it's worth it, right?
Yes.
But the horse is the favorite going forward as well.
I mean, does anyone have a crazy price in the next leg to beat the 2 chalks?
Well, I'll tell you, if there's one horse who can win, I think it's Smooth Cruisin'. If you go back to that horse's debut race, look who finished 3rd in that race. A horse called Journalism. This is a very nice horse, a very fast horse. The only time the horse is yet to come through with a huge breakthrough race in the stakes ranks, but just look at the company this horse has been keeping. Baffert, goal-oriented. Baffert, imagination. Just one in what you would call Saudi. Citizen Bull, Lovesick Blues. I mean, Nisos. This is like the easiest field this horse has faced since the maiden race. So if someone could win, I think it is the 4 actually.
I mean, not a bad. I mean, they've not won. They've made $100,000, but look at all the races they've been in, and the horse cost them $41K. And look at grade 1, grade 2, grade 3.
And Ciaran, these are not just grade 1. These are not.
These are like the monsters.
These are superstars. These Baffert horses are the monsters of the Baffert barn. Nisos, Citizen Bull, Imagination, goal-oriented. You also have Journalism in the horses for you. Barnes is another Baffert who's a freak. And then you have that Lovesick Blues race, the Bing Crosby at Del Mar. And that horse just ran 4th in Saudi Arabia. So maybe that's the pivot here. Maybe playing the 2 to the 4 to spread. I might actually, not just the 2, but maybe my other A's. So let me see. I might do a little pivot here because I'm alive in the all turf. So I might go 11, 6, 7, 2 with 4 with 9, 10, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. That's only $36. I am spending $90, but I mean, what is that going to pay if you beat Baffert in the middle leg?
Yeah, it'll pay exponentially more. I think my pivot is only going to be, Frank, I'm going to spend $12, and I'm going to use the 2, and I'm just going to use my A's. I'm going to use Mana Rose in the next leg. I'm going to use my 10 in the last leg, and just go from that. So I'm just going to do a $12 pick 3, 2, 1, and 10. I don't want to spread around 2 more, even though I think it's going to be chaos in the last race because.
Ciaran, I think that's actually really smart because I think that's really smart because if the 2 wins, you're busted, but you could easily cover the 2 for $3 with your top choices in the next 2 races. And then you happen to be right about your next 2 races, you're going to hit. So I think that's smart, actually.
And I can, when we get to see what the will pays in, in the probables and whatnot, I can adjust my doubles and see what we do there.
Yeah. And I decided I am not going to pivot here because I could probably just bet Smooth Cruisin' to win in the next race. And I can also use Smooth Cruisin' in doubles. Because if I get out of this race and I'm alive, then I have plenty of options. You know what I mean? So let me roll through the comments as they're walking onto the track, and then we'll look at the tote and the money again. Boss of the bosses, my man. Thank you for reaching out on X today. He had some trouble accessing. Wait for it, Ciaran. Wait. The Matrix. So I had to send him a direct link. Thank you for joining the show, my man. No racing tomorrow.
Whoa, what's happening? It's the Matrix! We're in! This is so cool. Let's cause some trouble.
Don't you have to have us all in like black suits? Isn't that movie, The Matrix?
I threw it together real quick, Frank.
It's pretty funny. So what does he have here? 2, 5, 9, 11 in race 7 to start off his late pick 3. All right, good luck, my friend. Tippy Central, the man, the coast to coast champion is back. Aaron Gobrak here on. So is that a soccer shirt, rugby shirt, or curling shirt? Or
This
hurling?
is,
What is it called? Hurling?
No, this is soccer.
Did you ever play hurling?
A couple of times and quickly stopped after I got my shins. I mean, those no padding, no nothing. You're essentially it's hockey on grass, and you get whooped.
You get shillelied to the shins,
Yep.
right?
Yep, and your hands and everything. Yep, it's the fastest game in the world.
Believe it or not, and you're going to think I'm absolutely nuts, but Terry and I were out one night having a drink, and there was a guy sitting next to us, and it was like a Sunday night, and he was just chilling out, and so we started talking to the guy, and it just so happened that he was in San Diego because there was I kid you not, a hurling tournament going on, and he was the coach of a team from like Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And I was fascinated talking to this guy because I was like, are you kidding me? I had no idea. But anyway.
Yeah, I played. Our football equivalent is Gaelic football, so that's what it's like.
It's like Australian rules, right?
Rugby. Yeah.
Like Australian rules football, kind of?
Correct. Yeah, that's Australian rules football, but with a soccer type of feel. Same type of scoring.
All right, real quick, and then we'll go back to the toad. Charlie, I think that the 1 or 9 should be being bet in race 7. We're against Rosa Parks, but we respect your opinion.
But I like the 9.
Huh?
I do like the 9, Claire Austin. That's my top pick in here.
Yeah, you talked about Claire Austin. I have Claire Austin as a deep B. I think this is a very tough spot. But you mentioned earlier you like that post with tactical speed, and I can't argue with you.
Hey, Frank, so on the 2 right now, I would say the 6 has the more, what's the word I'm looking for? The more convinced money is on the 6. They're betting it to win. They're hedging on the 2 a lot.
Yeah,
So
can you walk through that again? This is the win pool you're talking about?
Yeah, so the win pool, there's 27,000, let's say, on the 6 to win, 4,200 to place, 3,300 to show. But on the 2, 28 to win, 8,800 to place, 5K to show. So those who are betting the 6 are betting it to win. They're not really hedging as much. There's a lot of hedging going on with the 2.
And maybe the post has something to do with that. But I would think the opposite, right? Because you and I have both talked about how the 6 likes to run second or third way more than win, right? So I would rather have place money on that horse.
That's why, and the fact that that's the Phil horse that is getting the money, is interesting, and it's still coming in. I mean, I think at the final jump, we did cut off. I would not be surprised to see the show money. I was going to say the 6 could probably go favor, but the money that's been bet for place and show on the 2 is going to make that not happen.
So real quick here on probables going forward, the 2 horse in this race to the 1, your Mana Rose, and the next
$13.
Yes.
$13. The 6
to the Baffert is 16.
Yes. And the 6 to the 1 is 14, and the 6 to the 2 is 21.
So the 2 is the favorite in the double going forward with the 2 most likely winners. Very, very interesting here. Let's see. My late pick 3 here from Stephen D. Always appreciate your input. Always the first one to jump in the comments, even before the show starts. So we appreciate you. 1, 2, 6, 9, 11 with. Yeah, he's spread here and spread in the last. This is not an easy sequence, Ciaran.
No.
5 took some money, Jeff says here. 10-1 to 5-1. That right at the cutoff.
Yep.
That's you mentioned that horse, Pura Vida Princesa.
Yes. That was the one, Demora for O'Neill. We talked earlier how Hara had moved over to the Phil horse, and there's Bullet Works, and I was not going to miss out. The agents O'Neill was his bread and butter, but his jockey agent's trying to get him with other barns, and this might have been one of these cases. Okay, you can go ride for these guys.
Yeah, I think actually you made that same point on Tom's show yesterday. He got hot with O'Neill, and now his phone's starting to ring. So now he's got to expand his business a little bit. And I'll tell you one thing, Doug O'Neill, he's a great guy. He's not the kind of guy who is going to prevent someone advancing their career. Like some of these guys are bitter and hold grudges. You know what I mean? Like, but Doug's not that kind of guy.
And then for all we know too, Frank, he might have already taken the mount before, the O'Neill horse got put into this race. We don't know some of that stuff. Like, they have, well, I'm already committed for that race. Sorry, dude.
That's a great point, because if you look, the O'Neill horse just broke the maiden on January 25th. So we're only a couple of weeks later. So you're right. The mount may have already been secured before this horse even was eligible for the condition. So we don't know that.
And we've seen over the last 2 weeks, him get some mounts from Phil, so it might have already been in the book. That's not a negative, that he's somewhere else.
Excellent point. And look, I mean, you get DeMauro on that horse. He's been fantastic for several months now. Dan H., thank you for joining us. He is going to start his, 6-9-11 with 1-2. Again, everybody is so deep in the nightcap there. So deep in the nightcap. But this is excellent information, Jeff. I just want to give you an extra shout out, because as Ciaran and I were talking and he was looking at the win pools for the 2 and the 6, he said, oh, well, we're just at the cutoff. So for those who don't know, Santa Anita has implemented a 2 minute to post cutoff where the CAWs, the computers, are not allowed to flood the market. They have to play by the same rules as everybody else. So
guess what the money did come in at the end, Frank? 53,000 on the 2, 40,000 on the 6. So the 2 got even more money.
More money, and that is probably the computer money. But they also bet your 5 from 10-1 to 5-1. Anything else there in that financial marketplace there?
No, we're essentially looking at 2 has the most win money, followed by the 6, followed by the 9, followed by the 5, then the 11, then the 1.
So again, Ciaran, looking at the double probables, the 2 is still the favorite. The 2-1 is 14, the 2-2 is 15, the 6-1 is now 18, and the 6-2 is 21. Here's a horse we haven't talked much about who also took similar money to the 6, the 9. The 9-1 is 21, and the 9-2 is 28.
That's your horse. That's my top choice in here, yeah.
And then the 11, 34 and 39. So the 11 took some money going forward, but not in the win pool. Very funny. I don't know. All right, so who do we need? I need the 11 to stay alive in my all-turf, and that would be nice because that horse is a good price. In our late pick 3s, Ciaran.
6, 7. I got 5, 6, 3, 5, 6, 9. Jeez, let me pull it up.
Ciaran needs a 3, 5, 6, 9 to get out. Frank needs basically everybody except the 3.
And it is crazy that I put the 3 as my second choice in this race. I should fire away.
Ciaran, that's the kind of horse that you have and nobody else does.
Yeah. I have to do a $5 win bet, Frank.
Yeah, you absolutely have, because we talked about that. You'd be ridiculous not to get money out of this race. You only have the best turf jockey. All right, we're going to go. I'm going to mute, put our screen up. Good luck, everybody. Let's hope we all get out of here alive.
Sorry, Frank. You got a similar ride as I got yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that was a bit risky with that horse. That's kind of my own fault. I could have been a little more clever in the way that I bet that. I didn't want to spend a lot of extra money using a bunch of horses in the first leg of the all turf. So we're both out of the all turf, but we're looking good in the late pick 3 with a 5-1 shot.
Yes, indeedy, and Demora O'Neill. You know what I mean? We talked a lot about that one as well. So very, very nice. We'll see what the double, the 5 into at the end, Frank. 5 ended up being the second choice into the 1 in the next race. What's interesting though, Frank.
Say that again. I'm looking at the numbers now.
After the jump on the wheel pace, the 2 into the 1 was paying 19. The 2 into the 2 was 21. The 5 into the 1, 18. The 5 into the 2, 37. So, I mean, we'll see it when it's all official and whatnot.
So how about this? DTL Crew shout out. Ciaran, shout out to you also, because while you were analyzing the markets, you mentioned we were at the 2-minute cutoff, right? Pay attention to that. And then look, Jeff comes in as an MVP. It's going to show right here. The 5 just dropped from 10-1 to 5-1. And we knew immediately that was smart money because we were right at the cutoff. So that was a really good. Ciaran, why do we do this show? Why don't we just put our picks in the morning and forget about it?
Because that's easy. I mean, they probably don't even bet the picks they do that day. But when they hit a 3-legged 50-1 horse, oh yeah, look at this! I called 19 horses yesterday. One of them won.
And then you're like picked
we talk smack
8 horses, and it was the 8th one.
Yeah, and we talk smack to each other as we do our bets, and we fire away. That's what it's all about.
This is a great example of why you need to pay attention. If you just want to go to the racetrack and drink and gamble with your buddies and just have fun, whatever, that is fine. But if you want to get a little more serious and you want to make money, especially in a pool where you have an edge, right? You have a 15% low takeout, so your money's already in good, and you have a higher minimum, so your handicapping has to come into play, okay? Ciaran and I both like that horse on paper. Granted, I had the horse as a B, but I used that horse in my pick 3. Ciaran talked about that horse. He is alive. And then Jeff comes in with the mic drop. So if you weren't interested in that horse this morning and you heard this show and then saw what Jeff posted, how do you not use that horse?
And then we also talked about how people might have downgraded that horse because the win jockey went to another horse. And we talked through how not necessarily the thing because Hara's getting more business, So he's going to be – that's not a reason to not use right now.
Yeah, and to your point, Ciaran, he may have already been committed to that horse because this horse just broke the maiden 3 weeks ago. And Doug had no idea that this horse was going to be in this race because the horse was still a maiden 3 weeks ago. And maybe Hara has been working because Drispley got hurt. He might have been working this horse to fill in the morning. So he's like, okay.
Look, and 1 going a mile and now 1 down the hill. They got lots of options for this horse, Frank. This is going to be definitely a horse to keep an eye on going forward for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a light bulb horse. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that other Princessa horse that Doug has, Mocha, the one who never gets bet and wins at 20-1.
Yes.
It was like a South American horse or something. But anyway, that is a very good way to start. Where did the 6 end up?
Nowhere. I will say the 1 I thought was going to be the danger. So if there's 2 horses I would make a note on this race coming out, Frank. Obviously, we talked about the 5. The 1, not on the rail. If they do go down the hill again, could you imagine that 1 on the outside in this race, Frank? The race would race would have been over. So post position.
Actually, down the hill, stretching it, whatever. You got to look at that horse next time because that horse ran a monster race.
All right, you ready for the will pays, Frank? Because will pays are interesting. You did say Pilot Commander was going to get the Baffert money, but the will pays on the pick 3, the one's paying $91. The 2 is paying $138.
Wow. So Mana Rose is the favorite. Okay.
And on the $2 double, Frank, the 1 is paying $18.60. The 2 is paying $37.60. So across both pools, the 1 is
that's who you like better.
one. Yes, and that's the one I like better too. Yes.
So I mean, the public money seems to agree with you and less with me. This might be considered one of those 8 to 5 shots who is great value. Yes. I might have to bet a lot of money. Oh no, but Pilot Commander opens up at 3 to 5. Wow.
Now, I know it's really early and there's actually 37K already in the double pool, Frank.
No, but Ciaran, look at the win pool. Look at the
win
2.
Pool has, yeah.
The 2 is the favorite.
Yeah. I think we'll see more money come in, but who knows?
No, I agree with you. We will see more money, but when you see a Baffert open like that, that's strong. Considering Mana Rose took all the money in the multi-race.
Yeah.
So.
Into the next leg, Frank, it looks like they're making.
It's way too early, though. I mean,
there's 40,000 in the pool already. Like, it's a healthy jump off the bat. You know what I mean?
You know why? Because it's the $5.
Yes.
People play it. That's a good point. 40,000 is a lot of money. Okay.
So into the next race, the 1 to the 1, that horse coming off the March layoff is paying $48. The 2 to the 1 is $66. If we scroll down, the favorite using the 1 who we think might go favorite, it's 1 with 8 in the next leg. And the 8 in the next leg is who? Captain Chuchis, the Papa Drama horse, is the favorite with the 1. And
I don't mean to interrupt you, but can I ask you about that horse? Because
yes.
You loved that horse last time, and I X'd the horse, and I'm Xing the horse again. Do you like that horse today?
I mean, if you look at the way I ranked the horses in this race was 10, 1, 6, 7, 8. But I could not use the horse, but
okay, no.
It was my last choice in the race.
You know what? That's actually very important information for me because last time you singled the horse. You absolutely love the horse. So the fact that you have that horse as your 5th choice tells me that horse is not going to win today.
And the reason I did downgrade it is because I don't know. I've not seen Edwin. Is he somewhere else? Did he go to ride anything in Saudi? I've not seen him around. Or is he raced today? Because I loved him on the horse, and the horse had won so many times, but Giraud is winless for Papa, believe it or not. So I was like,
well, I believe it. Has he ever ridden for Papa?
3 times. So he's 0 for 3. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but the horse had won 4 in a row, so there was no way I was not going to use it.
Here's the thing, like that horse is a wire-to-wire type horse. Maldonado is one of the best wire-to-wire, and then you put Giraud up, who is not aggressive at all. So to me, that's like a really weird mismatch on that horse. Now I could be 100% wrong. Also stepping up in class, 3 monster races in a row is 2 monster races in a row as a 6-year-old. If that horse wins again today, like I'm just like.
That's why I had to throw it in because I wasn't going to let it beat me, but it was all the way down on on the end of my ticket.
You threw the horse in reluctantly, correct. So that tells me a lot because last time
I won money on it before. I mean, as I said earlier, if I had to pick a horse to single, on that whole thing, it was the 10 is the one I liked the most. And it was interesting how I said the last time Sadler won on his cold streak that's been going on now for 27 races was this horse with this jockey. Mm-hmm. The 1, how is this one going to be off a March layoff? Who knows, but this trainer, he's had 4 horses, Peterson, small stable. He's had 4 horses so far. A win in 2 seconds. So how do you discount something like that? And this year, across everything, he's winning 24%. Then I had to throw in a Powell horse, so I went with Baldero with Diego on, and this is a horse that's always around the wire, occasionally wins kind of thing. So, I mean, as we said, tough race, but watch it chalk out.
Well, we'll do some pool analysis and we'll start working on our double in just a second. But we got a lot of comments, and I would like to go through and acknowledge them only because I love seeing Brooklyn John in the chat. He used that 5 to start his pick 3. So that is great to know. Good for you. Good result here for Jay as well. He likes the 1 or the 8. Wow, so he's alive to the 1 or the 8 in the all turf. Again, we'll come back on that. Barrios with an awful ride. Barrios was on your wise guy horse, wasn't he? The 3, I think. Let me look.
Yeah. Yep.
Katonia. I didn't notice. I'll have to go back and watch the replay. But I don't know if anyone was beating that horse today. And again, like Ciaran said, the horse to take out of that race is probably the 1, because the 1 is still learning and improving. How about this, Ciaran? Do you agree with this? Mirko de Moro, Turf Magician.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And we jumped on that early down at Del Mar. He went cold, but now, I mean, these guys go on hot streaks and cold streaks, and I see this dude starting to heat up again, for sure, on turf.
Yeah, well, you were on his very first win on Ribbons when he won in wire-to-wire fashion. And then you were off him pretty quickly when he went ice cold. But as we saw, if you've been watching the show, Ciaran called we got off him early when he was ice cold, and then Ciaran hopped on him again when he started to heat up. And now he knows how to ride now here in Southern California. It was an adjustment period. So he's doing terrific.
It looks like Twitter finally figured their thing, Frank. I went and looked at your X, and it's back to showing it again. So that's interesting.
Well, I'm like reposting it, and
so it's showing live, but now I can see you live on your thing. So
all right, well, that's good to know. Well, I'll
fix what they've been doing.
How about this, Ciaran? Kudos to Jeff and for you about talking about the win pool and the 2-minute cutoff. The only reason he played that horse, the 5, was because that gentleman made me realize he went from 10 to 1 to 5 to 1. How about that?
Am I chopped liver here? Am I chopped liver? What's going?
No, I said you also.
I'm being a smartass.
But that horse wasn't your top pick. It was, we both had the horse.
Yep.
But I mean, it was the market analysis,
which is what's. Well, there we go. I mean, he's on a heater right now. That's for sure.
Here, I want to address this because we were talking about conditions. Love horses that just broke the maiden nicely, then try winners, trying and failing. I agree with you, but mostly on turf, though. I don't like it on dirt at all for whatever reason.
I'm the same.
But like Ciaran mentioned, like the light bulb went off on that horse, and don't let the jockey change mess you up because that horse just broke the maiden, and Harry may have been committed to Phil, whatever it was. And I wrote about this in the Matrix. Drink, take a shot. Turf horses who win, break their maiden, and come back and face winners, as long as their come-home time is strong, you can bet them back. It's not as bad as it is on the dirt. Wow, we got a lot of comments here.
I mean, the thing, too, with the jockey changes, yes, you should pay attention to it, but in this instance with this jockey, he's starting to get more business. And that's you also got to keep that in mind. You also got to keep in mind, you kind of mentioned it, too, for all we knew, the O'Neill horse was a late entry and he'd already committed somewhere else. And then the other thing I like to look at is if we had a jockey who's winning at 3% and you get someone like DeMoro or Harrogate on, that's when I would really upgrade the horse. But then you also got to look at it if it's a small stable and they put an unknown jockey on, sometimes they're trying to get the price because they're going to put their win money on it too. So there's a lot of stuff you got to kind of think about as well when it comes to jockeys.
Yeah, and I think the moral of the story is if you like the horse, you like the horse. That's it. If you see some weird jockey movements and you like the horse, just keep the horse you like, but maybe upgrade the other horse, but never downgrade or X out a horse you like because you think there's some jockey stuff going on. So here's an answer to your question, Ciaran. Maldonado is at Sunland.
Okay, that explains it. Okay, there we go.
And he just won the Sunland Derby. Thank you, guys. We're all Santa Anita all the time, so we have tunnel vision here, but thank you.
So, Frank, if knowing that with Maldonado, being gone, does that make you look at Captain Cucci's again? Or
No, not really. I don't
okay.
like the horse stepping up in class. I don't think he's going to be able to wire this tougher group. And I don't think this jockey's riding style suits the horse.
The win money stopped coming in on the 2 right now, Frank, and the 1's taking the lead. And
Yeah.
the Baffert showing the usual, I mean, not the usual, but the show jumping money in there, the non-believers, 20K to win, 8,200 to show.
Yeah, I mean, that is so weird. Like,
And
in the double will pays, like you mentioned earlier, like it's not even close. The 1 is 18
I mean,
and the 2 is
double will pay,
37.
the double will pay is paying double, and the pick 3 is paying 50% more, which is
It's not even close.
you usually do not see that with a Baffert horse, especially when there's when his other Baffert scratched, So
Not even close, which really scares me because I expected this Baffert to be odds on, and I expected him to be favored in everything. That
now,
makes me question a little bit, but at the same time, he's good value.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking around at we're 78K in the double pool right now, and the 1 to the 8 still remains $44. The 2 to the 8 is $59. The 1 to the 1 is $49. The 2 to the 1 is $57. So the betting is saying it's between 1 and 8. My 10 is second choice. It looks like 1 into the 10 is $62. 2 into the 10 is $71. So, and then after that, everything takes a jump. Like they're pretty much saying in the next race, Frank, it's between 1, 8, and 10.
1, 8, and 10. Let me look real quick here. 1 on the whim. 8. Wow, Chuchi's. Ugh. And Kokasan. Yeah, I have the 1 and the 10 on various tickets. I X Chuchi's again. Real quick, Ciaran. The all turf will pays for those who are alive.
Oh, I forgot to look at that. Do you need them, or do you have?
No, here's some of them. I think his name is Paul, if I'm remembering correctly. Mountain Nate Ice. Paul posted that the 1 is paying $431 in the nightcap, the 6 $880, the 7 $1,300, the 8 $390. So I'm assuming he's alive to these. So those are all pretty darn good.
Yeah, I just went and looked. Yeah, so looks like the favorite on the all turf, Frank, is the 8 at $397. Then it goes to the 10 at $419.
Wait, the 8, Captain Chuchi's?
Captain Chuchi's.
He's the favorite?
He's the favorite, yes. And he's the favorite on the doubles, and he's the favorite on probably, we're going to probably see him be the favorite on the pick 3.
Well, speaking of the doubles, Ciaran, we got to put a community ticket together here.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Now I feel like we're going to have to use Chuchi's. Oh, boy.
I'm happy with my pays on my doubles because I was doing a $30 double, 1 into the 10-1, as my lowest pay, and that's 6 times 48 and 6 times 58. I'm going to leave that double as is. I like that one. And my other one is the 1 into the 6, 7, 8, 10, and my 1 into the 6, 7. The 8 is the 8 is the one that's paying the least amount of money for me, and it's only a $10 double. Yeesh. That's the one that's a little surprising to me.
Well, let's look at the 1 and the 2 are the most likely winners here. So correct. I'm going to write down 1, 2, and then if we're looking for an upsetter, what is the 4's price? Might just bet the 4 to win, and exact is with those horses over the 4. Yeah.
T'Challa.
I mean, maybe we'll play the 4 with, if we like the same horse in the nightcap, we can do a little bit of a double. But I'm writing down 1, 2, 4, and in the last race, I'm just going to read off my order of preference, and then you tell me your order of preference, and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
9, 10, 5 are my A's, and 1, 6, 7 are my B's. What is your order of preference?
My order of preference is 10, 1, 6, 7, 8.
All right. Well, 10 definitely, because that's my second and your first. You have the 1 second. I have the 1 fourth. That's funny. Your second, third, and fourth choices are my Bs. You don't have the 9 at all.
No.
Do you want to look at the 9?
Yeah, I'm gonna see who. Amplitude is that?
Yeah.
Claim. Oh, a Chad Brown horse, Sadler, Hector. Just nothing. I liked the speed figures more on the other horses at prices than that one.
Cut. Well, I
And
think
I mean-
we have to use the 10 just because it's my second choice and your top choice, right?
Correct.
Okay, let me write that one down. Now I'm going to pick a horse. I want to use my 9. Now you get to pick a horse.
I'm going to say, I'm going to say this is a mile. I'm just claiming. We talked about Leonard Powell earlier, Frank,
Yeah.
and he's got 2 horses in here that I'm both using, the 6 and 7. But we've talked a lot about DeMoro, and DeMoro for Powell is winning 40%, 70% on the money for a big flat bet profit. So I'm going to say let's use the 7 as my price horse.
Okay. Well, no, not as your price horse. Just the horse you want to use
As
in
a
the community
second
level.
choice, because we're already using the 10 that I said is my top choice. So I'm gonna go for a price. I'm gonna upgrade the 7. So you're saying we do 1, 2, 4 with 10, 7.
Why
right?
not the 6? Just out of curiosity. 'Cause you have the 6 ranked, you have the 6 ranked above the 7.
Yeah, I mean, head 1. I'm gonna give the upgrade on the 7 right now. I mean, this morning I had it that way, but I'm gonna kind of pivot because as I look at this one more, I'm looking at a big mild rally. It was a Rispoli special where he kept coming too late on this horse, so maybe Mirko might be a difference maker here, and Powell gave the call to him. The other Powell, the higher price Powell. So that's why I'm going to do that. I'm going to pivot and say I actually like the 7 over the 6 right
Okay,
now.
fair enough. I mean, that's why I asked you. I just want to make sure that we're not overlooking anything because what you like this morning isn't necessarily what you like this afternoon, and that's fine. So I'm going to look at the imputed odds real quick on optics. So the 1 is 4.31. Of the 3 Leonard Powell horses, I will tell you in order. The 6 Baldoro is 9-1 in the imputed double odds, and then the 5 and the 7 are basically the same price at 11. Captain Coochie's is the favorite in the imputed doubles, 3.89, and then the other horse who's taking the good money is our Kokasan at 5.38. So nothing overly shocking in here, except for me that Choo-Cheese is, going to go off favorite and probably win again. And how about this? Captain Choo-Cheese, sharp as jailhouse coffee. All right, let's look at some will pays probables then, Ciaran, if you don't mind. Can I call
did look at the probables, and I already said I think we're going to do the 4, right? You wanted to use 1, 2, 4, so I'm going to say.
Hold on. Slow down. Let's look at the combos here. 1 with 10.
What's that? Say
1
again?
with 10.
1 with 10 is $62.
How much?
62.
62. 1-9.
120.
And 1-7.
126.
Okay, 2-10.
72.
2-9.
139.
2-7.
146.
And then 4-10.
688.
4-9.
1312.
And 4-7.
1119.
Okay, now what were you saying? Did I miss anything?
I was saying we could get away because the picks are so good doing a $5 double, the 4 with the 10, 7, 9, and it costs us $15.
Correct, yes.
And then if we did $10 with the 1 into the 10, we get 122. The 1 into the 9, we'd get 226. The 1 into the 7, we'd get 250. Maybe we don't even need to do I don't know, if we do $10 on both of that's just another $60. You want to spend that money, Frank? What do you think?
Well, we're spending $60 and our lowest is what, 120 you said?
Yes.
It's not horrible. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
it's well, what do you think?
Sure, why not? So we'll be spending. It's going to be a $10 double, 1-2 with 7, 9, 10, and that's going to cost us $60. So we're spending $75, and we're hoping if our chalkity chalk hits, we've got some money in the kitty, and if our crazy one hits, drinks are on us.
All right. So that's
All right.
3 times 2 is. So we're going to spend a little more. We're going to spend because we're going to do the $5 double. 4 with 10, 9, 7, right?
Yeah, $5 double, 4 with 7, 9, 10. That's $15.
And the other one's 60.
Huh?
The other one costs 60, right?
Yeah, 60 plus 15 is $75, Frank.
Yes. Okay. I just want to make sure I got the math right. So here, let's just double check this for me, Ciaran, if you don't mind.
Oh, we got 0 minutes to post. I better fire this in before we get cut off.
You got time though. They're still behind the gate. But yeah, that's the DTL community ticket. I have to think we're going to get out alive here, and then we'll regroup and see. I'm going to do a little win bet, and I'm going to split this with you just for fun, Ciaran. If I win, you win. I'm going to do a small little win bet on smooth cruising. Root for the Headleys.
Actually, I mean, 12-1 morning line to 7-1, so it did.
I know.
It got
That's money, dude. That is money.
And it actually, I mean, it's gotten win money. $15K to win on that horse. 37-33. I mean, the one is 65K, 10K, 58. They're hedging the back. Like
yes. All right, they're in the gate. Good luck, everybody. What a horse, dude.
Nice horse indeed. And
you were absolutely right. Single.
Nice.
Wow.
Horse.
What a nice horse. And did it a different way.
Yes. And if you're like, you hear us talk a lot of times about taking notes and whatnot, and whatever site you use, you can usually put notes in, but that's something you like seeing. Like it wins a race a different way. You always want to see that because then you never know where the post is going to draw going forward. So you like to see a horse that has versatility. That's great.
For a speed horse at the rail to do what that horse did, taking the kickback,
Yep.
boxed in, you got a Baffert potential monster in front. That is so impressive.
That was a great race. That is a horse to watch for sure. Not if you weren't already. I was, but you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I know this horse is definitely. But now finally steps out of the Calbred ranks, right?
Yes. And that's when you're always worried. Will they still be the real deal when they step out? Yeah, this horse is.
And look, this horse. I mean, the horse is one down the hill. Horse is 1 at 7 furlongs. now beats Open Company. A Baffert horse. It's a nice Baffert horse. Really nice Baffert horse. Crushed that horse. I'll tell you who ran really well.
The 5.
Yep, the 5 ran very, very well.
I was actually, I saw that horse and I was like, oh, please, Mana Rose, be what I think.
No, turning for home, I said to Terry, because this is Run Fast Racing. So this is talent agent Adam Kluger and some of his clients like Little Yachty and Little Wayne own part of Run Fast Racing. So I was like, oh my God, Run Fast Racing, they're going to win the stakes race. She goes, really? She goes, did you bet him? I go, no, I asked the horse. And then Mana Rose leveled out, and I was like, oh, no, he's not going to win.
Yeah.
But for a second, he looked like he was going to win.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Who owns Mana Rose? Good for these connections.
All right. We're official. We can see where all the money went, Frank. Let's start where we usually do on the pick 3 to see if we were correct. So the pick 3, Frank, the favorite on the pick 3 is the 8 at $124. The second choice is the 10 at 138, and then the 1 at 156.
What about Chuchi's? Where's Chuchi's?
Chuchi's is 8. That's the favorite, 124.
Okay. Oh, I thought you said the 1 was the favorite. Sorry.
No, one's third choice. It's 8, 10, 1 in order.
And how much separation?
We got $14 between the 8 and the 10,
Okay.
and then another $16 to the 1. And let's look at the double. The double, Frank, the 8 is $32. The 10 is $42.50. The 1 is $58, and then it starts going up. Well, actually, yeah. I mean, the other 2 sneaky horses that took money on the double, Frank, were the 6 and the 7 at $121.50 and $122.50.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to figure out what you're probably. I think you're alive in the late pick 3 and the double. You're alive in a lot of stuff. So is the DTL crew. I have to check because I know I use Mana Rose like as a B, but let me just say this though, because I was talking about the owner. So thank you, Brian, for joining us and saying that Bruce Zeitz, a nice old gentleman. Zoe Cadman interviewed him before the race. That's awesome. Zoe does such good work there. That is a cool horse, man. Like, he's like the next chosen Vron. He's a Calbred who just shows up every time and absolutely crushes it. So we're both out of the all turf, right?
Correct.
Okay.
What sucks
So
is
let me put up your pick 3
okay.
first, just so we can confirm.
I've actually got it twice, so I had the perfect scenario happen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because you had your single. That's why I want to write it. I want to write down the combos and stuff. All right. Do you have the will pays for the pick 3?
Yep.
So 1, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay. So in the just give me the $3 pay, and then we'll times it by 2 after.
Okay.
So what is the 1 pay in the $3 pick 3?
156.
So 156 times 2, 6.
6 is paying 485.
Nice. 485 times 2, 7.
422.
These are good. Times 2, 8.
124.
That horse is not winning, so that's the worst payout. Beat it. In the 10?
138.
Okay, times 2. All right. Awesome. Good for you, Ciaran.
Well, then I also, my other backup.
I know. Dude, I know. Calm down. This is your moment. Let me shine the spotlight
Not
on
the moment until 35 minutes from now, because I've had this moment where I went, where I've been, this is what I've been.
No, your picks have been really good. I mean, like, you've been better than me. I mean, I hit the all turf the other day, but my picks have been ice cold. I thought the 2 was a cinch. Mana Rose, your single crushed. So now we're going to go to your double. Just tell me what the $5 minimum pays. So you have 10-1 and then 6, 7, 8. Okay. So all the same numbers. 1, 10, 1. Yeah. So what is the double? $5 double to the 1.
58.
58 times. and you have it 6 times, right?
Correct.
So 58 times 6. Okay, 6.
I just flipped away. Double to the 6 is paying 121.
121, and you have that one twice, right?
Correct.
Okay, 7.
122.
122 times 2, 8.
$32.
32 times 2, and the 10.
$42.50.
42 times 2.
Actually, the 10 I have 6 times as well, Frank.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And before we shine the spotlight entirely on you, the DTL crew is alive too. Hold on. 1097. Oh, that's interesting. My 9 is in there, so I could actually end up being the hero. All right, so 17. The double to the 7 is 122 times 2. All right, what does the 9 pay? The double
156.
times 2, and then the 10, who we both also like, times
42.
42 times 2. All right. Well, obviously, I mean, I'll look like a hero for 9 wins, but I don't want to root for the 9. I want to root for your best result.
We spent $75 and we'll walk away with an 11% profit. When you leave the track with a profit, that's a good day at the track.
And that's why the 15% takeout comes in so handy, because that's the difference between a winning day and a losing day.
Yep.
All right, Ciaran. So your best result, well, we'd have to do the math because you have some combos 6 times, but I'm going to assume the 6 or the 7 would be best for you.
Yes.
But, dude, congratulations. You played this very well.
I just
to be alive to all this?
Yeah, and I mean, that's us like structuring the tickets the way we want. And we were like, this is tough, you know. Plant a couple of flags, and when you plant a couple of flags, so, you know, if they come to fruition, yeehaw, you know.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit because we talk about how handcuffing the bets and how we like to use one wager to inform how we're going to play the next couple. So I'm going to put up your all turf. That's right. You had a strong opinion in the first leg of the all turf with the 10, and then you came back on your B ticket with the 8 and the 6. Didn't work out.
Nope.
But talk to me about the middle leg and the last leg, because it looks like on your A ticket, every horse that you use in the all turf, you are now alive to in your late pick 3 and your double as well.
Correct.
And then you also have your B ticket, which is alive to your top 2 choices in that combination. So what was your thought process going in, knowing the fact that we thought it was a tough sequence and that the last race was super competitive?
I thought I was going to take a swing. I didn't like any other horses. Actually, the backup, I was originally just going to go with that first ticket, Frank, for $60. Mm-hmm. But then, you know, I was like, when I handicapped the card, I was still annoyed about yesterday. And I was like, am I going to let my annoyance for a jockey cost me, you know, an all turf? So I did that backup ticket with the B just because it was such a tough race. But I liked this. I thought I needed to get out of this first leg being kind of tight because I needed action in the other 2 legs. So I was okay with what happened. And then, like we said, I could come back with the pick 3 and do it and then see what the doubles were paying. And when we were doing the show, I was like, I actually like my pays in the doubles. I'm not adjusting anything. But it might have been a different case. I might have been going, whoa, I'm getting paid really, really crappy. I gotta hedge a little bit more. You
know what? It's funny. We took opposite approaches. Obviously, yours worked out better because you wanted to spread in the second leg and third leg because you thought those races were very, very difficult, and you'd have options because of the late pick 3 and the late double. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to go a little tight here, and if I'm wrong, I'm out. Whatever. I can move forward. I was the opposite. I'm like, I want to get out of this leg, so then I have options in the other legs because I have the winner of the first leg, right? So that was it didn't work out for me because my let me show you here in the late pick 3, my opinion was all about the 2. So if the 2 had won, I'd be looking fantastic. right?
And that's I mean on the pick threes, that's the beauty. If you can find one of those spots where you can take a swing and you're correct, that spread makes you look like a genius. I mean, you hit one the other day, the all turf, right? And it was a single, and and then your two price horses came in and paid pretty nice, what, 580 or so?
Because my single one that allowed me to have that, I think it was like my fourth choice in the nightcap, who ended up winning. So I got a little lucky. I didn't love the horse, but the horse won based on ticket construction. So when we talk about handcuffing bets, this is a perfect example. You can play them many different ways. You can try to spread early, get out, and go tight in the all turf, and then pivot in your late pick three and double. Or you can go tight, and if you get kicked out, you get kicked out. So what? You still have three more options to come back and play.
You're doing the work for the late pick three and the late double. You got one more race, and I'm telling you, I mean, yesterday paid big. We are going to see gigantic pays in this all turf. It's just a matter of when, is my opinion. I mean, we haven't seen these crazy races yet.
I'm just going to tweet out my man at California, pick 4, alive in both the $3, because people need to know, man. They're not watching the show and playing these bets. They're at a disadvantage. On both the $3 pick 3 and $5 double, multiple times to multiple horse, multiple times to multiple. What?
The interesting thing, I went to San Anita's X page, and it doesn't show it like it does on your X page.
I know. That's the new thing that you said the Twitter thing's all messed up.
So, I mean, yours showed up a little bit later, but that doesn't show up on San Anita's, which is bizarre.
I think it's because I reposted it. I did some repost where I shared the direct link, and then I did the same thing for Santa Anita, and it's still, I don't know, man. All I know is that Chappie had the same problem when he did it. We're going to have to find out during the dark days here. 11 minutes to post. Tell us your opinions. Anyone alive to anyone? Who else should we be rooting for? Ciaran's got amazing coverage. DTL Crew is alive to the 7, 9, 10. Do we need to hedge? Do we need to look at win bets, trifectas? Let's look at the tote. Is that Chuchi's taking a lot of money? 5-2.
Yeah, I mean, 15K, but it was a lot of the early money. The 10 is slowly creeping up, and the 10 is more stacked for the win money, Frank. There's a lot of hedging on the 8, for place. And the money coming in the 10 is like, we're winning.
I wish the 10 had a better post. That's my only concern. Same with the 9. The 9 and the 10 both drawn outside, not the greatest.
But you got a jockey who is riding very, very well of late. Ayusu. And he was someone who was, when he was cold, I was kind of off him. I do not toss him to the curb anymore. I mean, his win stats haven't added up yet, but
he's good, though.
He's starting to get, we talked kind of the same thing with Kyle Frey. It's not showing up in the win stats, but with the horses he's on, he's giving them a chance to win. You know what I mean? And when they get good horses, they're going to start winning out of all of a sudden. And those are guys you might get a price before everyone else hops on the bandwagon.
When I was doing the Golden Gate Hour stuff for Santa Anita, he was up there, and he was under the radar up there and was very, very good. Came down here, took him a little bit of a while to adjust, but he's good, and he's young, and he's still learning. And you're always going to get a price on his horse, right? Because everyone's gravitating to the other jockeys.
And the other thing that I've lost money as well, like with the Phil horses, I've lost a couple of, all turfs because I've tossed the Phil horse that had him on, and they've outperformed and won. You know what I mean? So he's actually riding the best for Phil right now.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? He's obviously not Phil's a guy, but
starts winning.
He's more than competent. So when Phil puts him on, he goes, all right, I might be riding Phil's B team, but I'm going to ride the hell out of the horse.
Yep. And then you start getting the A-team horses because that's the winning jockey, and the other guys are doing what they do on horses in big races, and they're like, yep, you're back of the line, you go again.
So here, how about this, Ciaran? We have some time, and I don't think I'm going to hedge it all. I mean, I'm happy if the DTL crew hits, so we all share a celebration. I'm rooting for you. You got great coverage. I don't want to bet against you. If I do anything, I might do a small win bet on the 9, just because it was my top pick and maybe make a little more money, but not all that excited. I kind of came up with the 9 reluctantly because I didn't love anybody else in the race, and we talk about this all the time. New face in the crowd. Right?
Yep.
This horse come from New York. You know the horse is going to be healthy and happy because was with Chad Brown.
Correct.
Now Sadler's got the horse. But I'll tell you this, New York breds, oh my God, they are not usually any good. So even though I always upgrade East Coast turf races, not the
Yeah.
for a New York bred to come here and win an open company, I wanted to not like this horse at all. I ended up by default because I didn't love anyone else. But the main thing, Berrios. I mean, Berrios probably could have had some options in here, and he ends up on this horse for Sadler. So I just thought that was pretty significant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the stats here. He wins 29% for Sadler. And,
No, I know.
and Ayuso is 25%. So his two guys, but Berrios has way more mounts, 125, and Ayuso's only ridden 20 times for Sadler.
Yeah, and Ayuso won with his horse last time, so of course he's gonna keep the mount. This horse comes in fresh. Sadler, Berrios. Okay, yeah. But anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about, since we have plenty of time, I don't think any of us are really going to do a trifecta or anything like that. First of all, we got Carryover City here. The 1 is alive and the 5 is alive, and that's it.
Wow.
So no choo-chees. Pick 6 players did not like the choo-chees.
All right. And
Who's the 5? Who's the
the
5?
pick 5 players, Frank? The pick 5 players liked the 8s paying $527, 10 $586, and the 1 $643. And the late pick 4 peeps, 140 on the 8, 153 on the 10, and then 239, and then it starts getting we don't like anyone else.
What I really wanted to talk to you about, Ciaran,
Okay.
pool sizes.
Oh, okay.
I don't even want to play a guessing game. I'm just going to come out and tell you.
All right.
Today's late pick 3 pool, $356,000.
Wow.
350. Let me say that again. 356,000. If you don't know if that's good or bad, I'm telling you now.
That's pick
That is
4
off
type of
the
money.
game.
Is that the biggest one so far? Because I know there was the biggest one recently, right?
I'll have to ask Quigley because he'll probably tweet it out if it is. But I don't remember there one being that 300. Dude, that is insane.
And I'm gonna look and see what it was. Last year was the 16th. Let me see what it was last year. We had 10 races last year, so we even had more races last year. And last year, the $3 pick 3. Oh wait, where is it? $3 pick 3 last year was 174,000, Frank. Up,
Which is great. Don't get me wrong. That's fantastic.
so it's up 100%, Frank. Wow.
So while you have that up, let me tell you the double. The double's fantastic too. But when I look at it compared to the pick 3, I'm like, oh, tiddlywinks. 237,000.
190 last year.
Which also it's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yep.
DTL Crew, thank you so much. Our
Yep.
voices are being heard. And let me tell you right now, the bigger these pools grow, the more high minimum, low takeout wagers for retail players like us the tracks will implement. You have to take a step back before you take 2 steps forward. And we're taking
a lot of tracks start to copycat, I mean, I'd keep it. They still kind of do it reluctantly, but when they start seeing when you're growing player-friendly pools, no one's got a reason to talk smack anymore.
Well, here's the thing. If you're growing player-friendly pools, if you have a show that is a live wagering gambling show that creates handles supporting it, and you actually market and advertise, Santa Anita's taking out ads in the racing form. They're actually promoting these bets
Oh,
because
yeah.
they want them to succeed, as opposed to someone else who just introduced these wagers. We helped them out, and then they forgot about everything. Let's talk about another track who also has a $5 late double.
Oh, you want to know what their handle was today, Frank? I just pulled it up.
I did too. 61, right?
61,000, and the pick 3 was 56. And when we were doing the show, it was 95 was the lowest.
No, it was over 100. Every show we did except one. It's 95.
And then last year,
We love you, Santa Anita. You guys are amazing. You guys are the best. We love the DTL crew. Fantastic.
I'm actually looking.
Plus, you get Ciaran to give out. Anyone who's watching should be alive in the double and the three late pick 3, 1, 6, 7, 8, 10, and also the 9 on the DTL ticket.
Yeah, they had no growth in their doubles and pick 3s over last year, Frank.
What was last year?
Last year, the $1 double was 73, and the 50-cent pick 3 was 60,000.
Yeah, they're gonna we're gonna discontinue it because it's not doing as well as we thought it was. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe if you marketed it, maybe if you built a show around it, maybe if you encouraged people to gamble and taught them and educated them that this is great value, and posted every day on your X feed that it paid 100% more than the parlay, maybe people will show up and play.
It's like they say, if you build it, they will come.
They will come. Well, you have to tell them about it, right? Like I said, Santa Anita implemented it. Delmar picked it up. And since we started doing the show for Delmar and then kept it going, Santa Anita stepped up and they marketed it. We're on their channel because they know that this is important information for players. If we want to grow these pools, you can't just introduce a bet and forget about it. I mean, it's insane.
And then Quigley yesterday, a big shout out on his live stream. So we probably got some people looking at it more. The more you talk about it, more people look at it. And they still, when we first started doing it, was a double. And we said, you got to do the pick 3 too. And then the pick 3 is outgrown the double now because it makes sense to play them both. And next will be the all turf. We'll start seeing that one going too.
And we have some ideas on how to absolutely grow that. Let me roll through the comments real quick here. So Turf Pick 3, thank you for joining us, had 327K on opening day. So today was better. Ciaran, a nondescript Sunday.
What was the pool for the all turf?
No, not all turf. Oh. The pick 3 on opening day was 327.
So we beat opening day today.
And I think that's the one where Tom was like, the best one ever.
Yes.
So we beat opening day on February, day after Valentine's Day, February 15th, nondescript Sunday. DTL Crew, you guys are the absolute best. Here, Scurvy Tooth, we always say this, support the tracks that support you. That is your tagline that we stole and adopted. So thank you much. Here's some info, Ciaran. Charlie must have been listening to either the Simul feed or FanDuel and said that the one might need one. Anyway, they're loading.
We're at 499, Frank. We need one more subscriber to get to 500.
One more, like and subscribe. Eduardo Rondon, I'm telling you right now, you better like and subscribe, and I'll tell you who won this race. All right, good luck, everybody. Good luck, Ciaran, man. Let's crush it.
All right. Yeah, but we were live for some
I know.
stacks. We get what we get. It is
The,
what it is.
no, the multi-money absolutely told the story. Look, I've been wrong 3 times now about this horse, and I'll probably try to beat the horse again. But hats off to Papa, and
Oh, yeah.
hats off to Captain Chooch. He's turning the 6-year-old gelding the best form of the horse's life. I mean, absolutely. And that was not an easy race to win. Like,
Oh, no.
didn't make the lead this time. Had to sit off the pace.
Yep.
You know, sat second. Don't get me wrong, but had just enough in the last 16th to fend off everybody who was running late. Wow, what a cool horse, man! What a cool horse. So Ciaran, that was the 8, right? So twice in the pick 3, and only twice. Yeah, well, that's
twice in the double. I lost money essentially by having the winner. Oh, well.
yeah. I don't know. But you know what?
At least the pick 3 paid $250, and then I add another $60. I get to fight another day. Ammo for Friday.
It is not your fault that all the smart money was on Chuchi. I mean, actually, that was a tough race. The morning line was like 4-1, then like 5-1, 5-1, 6-1. The money had that horse. The multis had that horse at like 7-5.
Tiago did the 1 no favors being so far back. I thought Diego on the 6 was gonna swoop. It was just too late again on that one as well.
Yeah, I mean, we know that when the rails are out, it's very tough to make up a lot of ground in the lane, and speed horses hold on a little bit more. But I don't know. I don't think it really mattered. Chuchi's is just in an unbelievable form right now.
And then the 10 ended up going favored, Frank, with all the late money that came in.
Yeah, the 10 should have been favored.
And it really had no excuses. It just didn't fire today.
The 1, the 10, those horses should have been shorter than Chuchi's, moving up in class like that. The multis told the story. They bet that horse like the horse should have been 8-5, and the horse won like 8-5. I mean, really, really nice performance. I mean,
they haven't shown the race replay yet because they're still waiting for the 9 to finish the race, Frank.
Well, him and Gold Fetus they're going to catch the same Uber.
Yeah, I want Frey back on Gold, or even Ayusa. Someone else. But the one, from what I was hearing yesterday, Tom was telling me they've not had a lot of updates, but a long road to recovery is what the word is, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is very well. You know what? You might get Giroux. How about that? He's riding well out here. He's hungry. I like it.
Maybe, yeah.
Ciaran and I always talk about how we always root. We like to root for trainers and jockeys who come out to the West Coast for whatever reason. If they're trying to restart their career, or if they're young and trying to make their name for themselves, coming out to the best circuit in America.
Yep.
To try and compete at the highest level.
Kudos for them when they do it,
Yeah. This is a tough jockey colony now. I mean, I know Rispoli's out with an injury, but really, really, how about this, Cal? I'll let you answer this question. You read that? Read that out loud. 861310. Can you read that? I'll read it.
Does someone do a show like you guys for Oaklawn? We did. They gave
yes, us.
We were in constant contact with them, and then crickets, because they were doing it themselves. So we're like, all right, fine. Adios. California money back to California.
And if you look at the numbers that we helped them put up from the handle perspective compared to what they're doing now, it's amazing that no one else besides Santa Anita, who's supporting the show, and Del Mar treat horse racing like a gambling game.
Yeah.
First and foremost, this is a gambling game. Anyway.
Nope. I was trying to look for it. So when we did that other track in Kentucky as well, that first Friday when we did it, and then everyone tweeting on the East Coast on Twitter going, what's with these numbers? Where did this money come from? We're like, it's the California money, guys, at DTL Crew.
Yeah, and then Churchill. And I'm gonna say the name of the track because I really don't care. Churchill was like, "Oh man, this bet's successful, and it's only 15% takeout. Cancel. We're not gonna
without even saying it
anymore."
I had to jump in and see that they actually did cancel it, which was pretty sad. But don't worry, they've got contests for you with 12 people.
Contests that don't make the minimum and have entry fees, and if you want to win the contest, you have to accept the fact that you're going to be at zero. You're either going to win or be at zero. And don't get me wrong, that's fine. If you're playing for $80,000, that's great.
Yesterday they had the Express Bet, the Santa Anita contest, $500, 138.
I know.
138. What was that other one? Let me see.
They're the market leaders. They're the market leaders. But how about this, Ciaran? I'm going to give you some credit. I know it didn't work out financially the way you were expecting it to, but I'm telling you right now, I don't think anyone would have expected Choo-Cheese to be such an underlay. The horse was an underlay, and that's not your fault.
No, I thought it was going to be a sneaky price. You know what I mean? It was kind of hit, 5-1 in the morning line, new jockey. Yeah, someone got the word on that, and they hammered it across all the bets.
Yeah, big full field, up in class. Like I thought the horse should have been 8-1. So I was way wrong. Jeff, nice work, guys.
I didn't make the money I liked, but at least the handicapping was correct, which is what you want to take away from it. You didn't make the money you thought, but you're looking at it the right way is how I would,
Well, you don't know that. There might have been some people who listened to you about Mana Rose and then looked at the market signals on Choo-Cheese and bet $100 double. I mean, that's how you play that one, right? We're going to look and we'll do the parlays in a second, but Scurvy Tooth, yes, hit the subscribe button, be the 500th subscriber. If you're the 500th subscriber, Ciaran will give you a paddock tour next time Gold Phoenix runs.
He's actually racing in March, and I might skip the race and watch from home to see if that.
Yeah, maybe you're the problem. You might be the mush.
It could be. I mean, Radar Rob yesterday, I had because you know how we all in the Eddie Logan do the bets on Los Al at the end. I gave Shannon the money to do the bet with Radar Rob because I'm the mush, and of course they won.
Yeah, I think that's that's it. But I actually don't believe. I don't think you're the mush, but I think we did mess up the Grigri with the.
Got the email. Billy just sent out the email now, Frank. So I'm reading it with you guys. The question on Gold Phoenix literally just hit the inbox. I really don't have the answer. Gold Phoenix came out of the race in great shape, and Phil is still scratching his head this morning. I think the wide trip didn't help, but I really don't know why he didn't fire. Yeah, Someone said to me this morning that whenever he works great, like he did coming into the race, he doesn't run well, and when he works poorly in the morning, he runs great. He laughed at that and said, "Who knows?" But I mean, he worked great. One of the things, like what Tom Quigley's well known for, especially down at Del Mar, is his paddock picks. How the horses look in the paddock. And I even texted Frank yesterday. In all my years of watching Gold Phoenix races, he looked like a champion yesterday. So it really is a surprise. And he doesn't look like he raced. Being out, he likes to be covered up. I mean, the positive is when he's back for the San Luis in March, he'll probably be higher priced than what he should. But we'll see.
I think it's very simple. KK did him zero favors.
Oh, no.
None.
Excuse afterwards was...
The horse, even though the horse was looking good, and I think the horse came back too soon, and I think the horse was working too fast. He's never done that. He's never done that before. You know what I mean? Like, he's too keen. Like, give him some more time off. Has he ever come back that early after a monster effort like he did in the Breeders' Cup?
No, but I mean, the reason he came back so early is because we were going to go to Hong Kong. And then, it's actually a really aggressive campaign this year. It's going to be Santa Anita March, Old Forester, Kentucky Derby Day, then the Manhattan Stakes at Saratoga, then the usual, Eddie Reed, and then the Go Phoenix Handicap in August. So it's just the same roadmap and Breeders' Cup again.
Well,
Does
as
not
long as the
look
horse
like
came out of the race okay, and look, he's lost races before,
Oh, many times. I mean,
and it always looks like he's never run, right? So
Yep.
I'm sure
Yep.
he was probably like, "Are you kidding me? This is $100,000 race. You're insulting me. You're insulting me.
Probably.
I just ran. I'm running in $1 million races against the best horses in the world, and this is what you do to me."
People don't realize champion racehorses know they're champions. They have a different, walk about them. They know they're, the thing. Certain horses are pack animals. They don't like to pass horses. We kind of call it out a lot of times. We're like, yeah, this horse just likes being second all the time, and they end up being second all the time because they don't have the eye of the tiger. All right, you ready to do the win parlays, Frank, before we let everyone go?
I am. Hold on one second. Let me get there. Yeah, as long as the horse came out fine, he'll be fine.
Yep.
No, they're not machines, I mean, they're not machines. All right, give me 1 second here. I just want to go real quick. Thank you, John. People, subscribe. And just one more comment since we were on Gold Phoenix. The Breeders' Cup bounce is real. I agree. This is the first time he came back so soon after. And look, it might look like he finished fifth in the Breeders' Cup, but he probably should have finished second. So that was a monster race.
He should have been second again. I mean, when I was on Tom's show yesterday, I said, if you look back at every single race that he's run, not one, no pace. I mean, even Truly Quality, who I thought, would have gone as well. And I think you said that's another horse that got a really bad ride as well, but no pace. You can't, sometimes you want them to create pace, but he needs someone to run it.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, he also probably wants a little more distance too,
which
he
is
can run all day.
Next month, I think it's a mile and a half, the San Luis, I believe.
He'll be fine. He's an awesome horse, man. I'm bummed for you. My picks were terrible yesterday. I think we broke a mirror on the Friday the 13th show, but I think you exercised the demon. Even though we didn't make money, you had the winners, gave out the double, you gave out the late pick 3, and the DTL crew loves you, Ciaran. We all love you. All right, let's do it. Tom did just tweet out, by the way, biggest pick 3 pool ever.
Yep.
Ever. Coincidence that you were just on his show yesterday talking about it, promoting it?
Yeah.
Coincidence? I don't think so.
Shocking. People, there's probably still people who don't know about the bet because
so many people don't know about it.
How many people look at the program and they just assume every time they've done it, like they do it early in the day and it's a $1, and sometimes you just don't notice the subtle change that it's $3 now. And I'm not doing that bet. It's $3. Why is it $3? Until they find out, they're like, "Ooh, I'm getting paid more money than I should." Oh, okay. You'd be surprised how many people don't know.
They don't. You have to aggressively market these bets. But not only that, you have to educate the average player. And it's no fault of the average player because takeout information is not easy to find. And,
No.
back in the day before the computers manipulated and made the markets more efficient, it didn't matter that. I mean, it always matters, but it didn't matter nearly as much as it does today. So a lot of people are not conditioned to even think about it. So hats off to the DTL crew. Hats off to Santa Anita. And how about this? Whoever our 500 subscriber was, please join the chat. Please join the chat. Ciaran's going to send you that surfboard in the back.
Yeah.
You got to pay for shipping. $5,000 for shipping.
We crossed it, Frank. We're 501.
Oh,
Finally.
Terry, thank you. DTL crew, thank you. And whoever signed up and subscribed, we thank you and we love you guys. All right. $3 win parlay.
Now we got to get it 1,000. Actually, we should be at 7,000 versus some of these other shows. I mean, it's growing slowly, but it's growing. Are you ready? $12. Yep. $12.40. Sorry.
This is the late pick 3.
Correct.
$12.40.
with $4,
Yep.
with $8.
Okay, $3 win parlay with horses to pay 12.40, 4, and 8. $148.80.
Really? 124.80. That's the first time we've seen that.
Maybe ChatGPT is doing it. Let me do it with my old-fashioned calculator. Maybe they're screwing things up here, because that's twice we've done it and it hasn't been. So
what do you
okay, what did the first horse pay?
12.40.
So 12.40 divided by 2 is 620 plus 12.40. That's a $3 bet. You get back 18.60. What did the next horse pay?
$4.
Times 4 divided by that 2 is 37.20 going into the last race. How much did the last race pay?
$8.
$8. 148.80. Nope, that's right. Choo-Chee's was an underlay.
Yeah, it was a huge underlay. But we kind of saw that. We were like, why is it so low across the board? Well,
it was
the
an underlay
double.
in every pool, Ciaran, every single pool.
Yeah, the double
okay,
was.
so that was the that was the late pick 3. What about the double?
Double is $4 into $8.
A $5 win parlay with horses.
Man, if the 6 had gotten up, Frank, that would have been a payout that would have really shown, the pool blowing up. Almost,
4 and 8, you said?
Yeah, $4 and $8.
Okay, this is the double. $40.
It paid 32. Another massive underlay.
Some smart money. Yeah, money was right. But if Choo-Chee's doesn't win, can you imagine what they're going to pay?
Yep, and I mean we had a pick 6 carryover, 34,000.
That's funny. They didn't play Choo-Chee's. You thought Choo-Chee's would have been the only one alive.
Which is probably why they ended up hammering the sequence, Frank.
Correct.
They did not have it, and they knew they didn't have it, and that's
Correct.
why.
You're right.
And that's why we're seeing, the lower pays, which is just how it is. But 6 would have blown everyone out of the water. I mean, we were, ifs and ands though, pots and pans.
Can you look up the all turf?
What the pay was?
Yeah. We'll do the parlay.
You can do the parlay. The parlay is 820.
At the same time.
All right, hold on here. Hold on. Leg 1 was 820.
Yep.
820, comma. Okay, what else?
1240.
1240 and last race 8.
Yep. Remember, this was
1240 and 8.
Yep.
This is the all turf, right?
Correct.
305.
How much?
305.
It paid 397.
There you go. All turf.
And that's So that's
You're right. Early in the day, they didn't have Choo-Chee's. They didn't have them in the pick 6 or the all turf.
And that's when they pivoted. And we got to see the pivot. So that was their pivot, and the pivot paid. But they could have also gone down in flames as well.
Correct. If they were not right about Choo-Chee's late in the day,
Yes.
we would have seen such inflated payoffs, right? Here we go. Clarence, thank you so much. Dapitan Star in the house. Stables, Clarence. Horse owner has horses with Jeff Bondi. Always root for you. Thank you for joining us, man. We really appreciate that.
Enjoy it. Can enjoy it with 5.
And if Joy, you're out there, I think you're 501. So thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. Ciaran, any final thoughts? Anyone else have final thoughts? All I can say is that the pools are crushing it. The money is showing up. If it's right, it's okay. We follow it. But when it's wrong, you're looking at monster payouts.
We had 94,000 in the all turf. Oh, wait. Yeah, the turf pick 3 today, Frank.
94.
Yep.
That's pretty good. We got to get that up to 100 consistently.
Yep.
Right?
It's
That's what we
coming.
want.
It's coming. We just need a few more big pays, and that's what lit up the pick 3. You know what I mean? People and then people were like, "Well, then I can come back and fix my errors in the double." They're going to figure out as well they're going to be able to fix their errors in the all turf and do the same with the other two bets.
That is a big part of it. The other part is you have to link the sequences together, right?
Yes.
Your idea of putting a $5 double as part of the bridge between the all turf and the late pick 3 will get people to play those bets the same way they play the last 3 races, right?
Surf and dirt.
Surf and
dirt
dirt.
special.
All right, I'm going to leave with that. Any final comments, Ciaran, before we close out here? Good job today, man.
Yeah, we didn't get paid what we should have got paid, but it was just a little bit more luck. But the handicapping's there. You can't argue when you're correct and you get the winners. You know, if it doesn't pay as much, you left the track with money, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, you can't control, late money coming in on a horse who ends up being an underlay. Wasn't the same price in the all turf. That's where the value was today. Or in the pick 6. They didn't have the horse in the pick 6. So
I mean, they did what we say we do with our bets. They hedged and leveraged accordingly because they were down in their pick 6. So that's what we talk about doing. You know, when we do these sequences, we look at what our potential pays are and we adjust. We're just doing the same thing they do. So everyone can do it.
Love it. Great info. Thank you, DTL Crew. Ciaran, way to get us back on the beam. Follow our Twitter X accounts for more information on when we're coming up next. And if you subscribe and hit your notifications, you will never miss a show or an opportunity to make money. DTL Crew, get out, get up, get paid.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to like and subscribe to Double Trouble Live on YouTube. Get out, get up, get paid.